Travis Rogers, DeMarco Farr. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Travis and DeMarco Show.
The far side. You ready for the far side?
I'm in the far side.
You're in the far side.
Go.
Well, the Dodgers are headed to the World Series after closing out the Mets in Game 6 of the NLCS. Are we ready for a little World Series? It'll begin Friday against the Yankees at Dodger Stadium. We'll get you ready all day, all week with real Dodgers talk. Meanwhile, it was ugly at SoFi yesterday afternoon. I mean, real ugly. But the Rams pull off the win against the Raiders. We get ready for Thursday Night Football against the Vikings coming up in just a few days. And speaking of ugly, USC loses again. If only there was a Lincoln Riley bobblehead laying around. Let's get to it. The Monday edition of the Travis and DeMarco Show kicks off right now.
Let's go, baby! What's happening?
What's happening is the Dodgers are in the World Series.
Oh, did that happen
is
too?
What's going on?
Did that happen as well?
That happened first, even though it was second.
Yes, right.
Yeah, that
Heck
absolutely.
yeah.
How you feeling, DeMarco?
Feeling
Pretty good
terrific.
day for us.
Yes, feeling terrific. You know why? Because I am not a Trojan.
Yeah, right?
Yes, sir. But
Beto,
no, happy. Yes, sir.
You were in Dodger Stadium last night.
Yes, I was.
All
Just
right.
for you, Travis. I went there. As
You
a
double
correspondent.
dipped.
I was a correspondent for the Travis DeMarco Show. I had to go with the people, and I had to defend the honor of Travis Rogers.
For what?
A couple
Why,
people.
why was my honor impugned?
A couple people. Where's Travis at?
I've heard this before.
At work?
At Dodger Stadium.
No. I was doing the Rams postgame show.
No. It was he doesn't want him here. He can't enjoy him. He can't get on the
Dodgers.
way.
Well,
The
that's
Dodgers.
true.
All the
Yeah.
Dodger.
I will enjoy it until 4 o'clock on Friday.
here we go.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure it out from there.
Congratulations, Travis Rogers.
Thank you,
Dodger
Beto.
hate out of you, right?
No, but it's the
Dodger pessimism.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
and it's the
Yeah,
fans that
likely.
don't like that from Travis.
But it's earned, though.
It's me.
Yeah, they
Look,
let you down a few times.
I don't care whether you like me or not. This is who I am. This
Yes.
is how I roll. Emily, I don't think I've ever seen you in a hat before.
I wore a hat when the Rams went to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And so
Oh,
I've worn the
nice.
hat twice.
Championship round Emily hat wearing
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
There it is.
Rally hat.
And it's a good hat because it's worn. It's not
Yes.
brand new.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a tag like Jorge's.
No, he's
Wow.
got the new one.
No, ours is new, though. It was
Yeah.
a beer, you know?
What does that say? L.A. what? What's on the side?
Saca la bolsita. It's the name of a beer downstairs.
Nike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
pretty good.
And it means something else, but it's the name of a
that's,
beer.
That's
Have you ever had a
topic
beer you
for
didn't like?
Me?
Yes.
Occasionally, but not many.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
I don't know how many. Let's say there's 100 beers in the
Yeah.
world. I like 97 of them.
That's
I
You
think
don't
that-
like the fruity beers. You don't like
Carta
the
Blanca.
mango
I
forward
wouldn't
beers.
pick
Yeah,
that.
those
fruity
are
beers.
whatever.
I don't like the
Okay.
super, like the mango one, but
Yeah,
Carta
those don't
Blanca,
count.
I
Yeah.
don't like. But if you gave me one, I'd drink
Desert Island. It's hot. I don't care
yeah.
if the beer's fruity. Give it to me.
Absolutely.
Celebration,
What a
locker
day.
room beers are the best.
it. Oh,
time.
Oh my God! By the way, can I? So, did you guys stick around for the post-game celebration after they'd won? They go inside the locker room. Anthony Bonda wearing that mask.
The Mr. Cartoon mask.
Pretty
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Like, by the way, that dude is jacked.
Yeah.
DeMarco, did you
He's
see
yoked.
him?
It's crazy, right? When you see him with like their jerseys off.
Holy
They're
smoke.
jacked. He's
And they're all
jacked.
tatted up. So
Yeah.
those are the cartoons. The mask is done by Mr. Cartoon, famous tattoo artist out here. So he made some specific for the Dodgers fans. So those are out there by Mr. Cartoon. I never thought Travis would have a Mr. Cartoon reference on the show, but good for
I
you.
didn't know that it was called Mr. Cartoon.
Oh, no, he's the artist.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Cartoon.
Yeah.
That
Wait a
mask,
minute, that
scary
guy?
as hell.
The mask.
This
yeah.
this guy right here.
Cartoon.
Is that him? That's not him.
No,
No,
it's a different
okay,
guy. It's a different
okay,
guy.
never
Wait,
mind.
you pull up like Elmer Fudd
No,
or something?
He pulled up the dude that has the head. He always paints his
Yeah.
head.
I-
And he has
Oh,
stickers
okay.
on
That's
it.
not him?
No.
No, that's
Okay.
a different guy.
My brother-in-law wanted me to get him into a Rams game. And I'm like, wait, I don't know.
That guy's everywhere.
That guy's kind of scary right there.
By the way, that's a great line. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm going to adopt that as my philosophy in life in many situations. Like, hey, what do you think about this? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure yet.
No,
We
that,
will
that
see.
guy's at every game. Don't worry about it.
Is he really? Okay, he's
connected
cool.
everywhere.
Okay.
We had our star turn this morning. Amazon came in to shoot us for the opening of the Rams and the Vikings. That's going to air on Thursday before the game. So we're now, well, you're
We're regulars on the Thursday night broadcast.
Is that what that was? I
Yes,
thought
that's
that was part of the show.
No, that's
that
what
wasn't the
that
first
was.
segment? Oh, wait a minute. I thought we were taping
we
one.
do
That
not
was it?
do dress rehearsals
Oh,
on the Trav
my
and
bad.
DeMarco show.
That was our good stuff. Let's
What
go.
a night.
Yes, sir.
Really, what a night. And let's kind of start right here, guys, because at its most basic level, baseball is so weird. that this is the team that is going to the World Series. That this team, despite all of the wacky stuff that happened to it, all the players that have been missed, they're throwing bullpen games out there on the regs. That Tommy Edman, a midseason acquisition, is your NLCS MVP. Michael Kopech is starting. It's like there's just so much weird stuff, DeMarco, and yet this is the team that ends up in the World Series. Go figure.
I was gonna say, when does Dave Roberts pop up in anything today? You have to give him some cred, right? Some.
Travis.
No? Are you finding it hard to give
Travis.
him
Well,
credit?
hold on.
Not at 9:05 in the
Hold on.
morning.
No, I'm not being negative. I swear I'm not being negative.
Seriously,
I'm not
because like you said,
but
it fell perfectly for you, but you
it
have
did.
demanded yourself through
It
this.
absolutely did. Everything that they tried worked. But did you ever hear me blame Dave Roberts?
Not at all.
That's why I'm
Not
not
at
giving him a ton. I don't want to say I'm not giving him a ton of credit. I think this is the plan, and the plan worked. I don't think he's the architect of the plan. I never have thought he's the architect of the plan. I never thought he's the architect of the plan that put them on the brink of getting knocked out.
He's at the controls of the plane to a certain respect. I mean,
To a certain
give him a
degree.
flight manual, but he's got to fly the jet, right?
He's flying the plane.
Everything that worked. No, the plane is on autopilot.
No, not
Yes.
in the playoffs. You got to do something to get these guys locked in mentally, right? You
I
gotta
think
figure
that
out.
I'll give him
That's
credit for that.
huge.
I will give him credit for those guys finding a way, despite a million things not being as planned, going right. Because here's what it is.
Man, you're starting
Think-
negative,
no,
man.
I'm
No,
not.
such a
he's
good
not.
day.
Go ahead, go ahead,
Such a
question.
good
not.
morning.
Here's the team that's going to the World Series.
Yes.
No Tyler Glasnow, no Clayton Kershaw, no Dustin May, no Tony Gonsolin, no Emmett Sheehan, no River Ryan, no Gavin Stone. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starting pitchers that are not a part of this. That's bananas. Usually if you lose 1 or 2, that's it. They've lost 7 guys and they're still there. That's where I think he gets credit to coming up, whether he came up with the plan or not, but executing the plan.
You get credit for that.
You
Yes.
get credit for Walker Buehler was so bad. Also, not just, hey, that doesn't look like the same guy. He was bad. And he's an essential reason why they're in the World Series.
DeMarco, when Walker Buehler was first coming back from injury, you're looking at him you're like, damn, I think his career might be done.
Yeah, I
Right.
remember.
Because he
yeah,
was
yeah.
so
Yeah.
bad because he wasn't healthy. He was working through it. He was trying to figure things out. And it wasn't like, oh, he's a bum, get rid of it. It was more like, damn, I feel bad for him.
No, I respect him for reinventing himself,
Right.
and keeping himself viable. That's
He's
kudos to him.
Probably the only one that believed in himself was him, and then maybe a few people in the front office because there was even talk like, okay, really? Can you have a big contract with him? You got to use him.
Yeah.
Why was he pitching? Because you needed arms at that
He
time.
was there because he was one of the few healthy people.
Yep.
He wasn't performing well, but at least he wasn't injured. Like you could put him out there and say, look, if we get 3 innings out of him, that's 3 fewer innings that we're going to use on the bullpen on any given night. And it wasn't good until right before the end of the season, and it upticked a little bit. And all of a sudden he kind of found it. And through the postseason, he's been not good, but very good. I'll stop short of him being great, but
that's not even close to that.
been very, very good. That's an extraordinary development. Can we talk about what they put out on the field last night?
Yeah.
They clinched the National League pennant on a night where Andy Pajes is your center fielder, Chris Taylor is your second baseman, Kike Hernandez is your third baseman, Tommy Edman is your shortstop, and Michael Kopech is your starting pitcher. That Freddie
never
Freeman is
live
injured
that
and
down.
hurt and unavailable. That team just clinched the pennant.
You'll
That's
never live that
nuts.
down as the Mets. You'll never live that down.
But it wasn't like the Mets didn't blow it. The Dodgers kicked
That's
their
what I'm
ass 4
saying.
times.
Yes.
It never felt in danger yesterday.
No,
No.
it didn't.
Even after the first inning, you're like, oh, okay. You know, people were there early. First of all, we were talking about this, Travis. As much as people want to get on LA fans and how we show up late, leave early. Well, during the regular season, yeah, because it sucks because of the traffic. Yesterday, no, you had to be there early. I got there at 4, and there was a line to get in. There's an hour before the first pitch.
Yeah.
Traffic was crazy to get in there because people want to be there and enjoy it. So Mets get on the board, okay. You're like, but it never felt like
No.
like, oh, they're going to lose this game.
I didn't think they were going to lose the
Oh, of
game.
course you
but
thought this.
No. But there was one moment where I'm like,
Oh, here we go.
hey, hold on. When Kopech hit the backstop with like his 7th pitch of the game, I'm like, is this really a good idea?
Well, he was like Newt
He hit it
Lelouch.
hard. He hit it hard.
He was,
hit the bull, meat.
Hit the bull. Try to scare him a little bit. That's all it was.
You want me to do what?
Hit the
Hit the
mascot.
bull.
Yeah.
Hit the mascot.
But what
Yes,
did the Dodgers
sir.
do? They score in the first.
Yeah.
In Trav,
They took the
yesterday,
lead.
Back.
It never felt in danger. Even when the Mets would score a couple, like,
Yeah.
the Dodgers answered back.
That's it.
It never felt in danger of like, there might be a Game 7. It never crossed my mind.
No, you bring up a great point, Beto, that even though they scored a run in the first inning, it felt like it could have been 2 or 3. It was only 1. So you felt like you got away with a decent enough inning in the first inning. And then they go out, they take the lead right away. Tommy Edman gets that double. You go ahead 2-1, and it's, okay, we're in a good spot. And then every time the Mets made a little bit, like in those middle innings where it went from a 5-run lead inside, you and I talked about this last week. When the lead is 5 or more, you can't catch me with one swing
of the bat. Yeah.
But once it dropped to 3, it's like, all right, we're right back in it.
Right.
And then Dodgers put a couple more and a couple more. And then going into the 9th inning, or bottom of the 8th inning, they tacked on 3 more. And it's like, even the baseball gods can't find a way for this thing to go crazy.
Well, they gave you Chris Taylor in the lineup. Baseball gods are on your side. They're not going to go against you, man.
Chris Taylor got knocks last night.
The baseball gods are okay. You're going to have to win a decisive game with Chris Taylor.
And Pajes.
Right?
And, I mean, their
can't
lineup was nuts.
They've already given you enough.
Yeah.
Right? They're not, Travis, it's not that cruel.
Why do we bring him up
Sometimes they
every
can
week?
be.
We bring him up every
Who?
day. Chris Taylor.
Because he
Why?
hasn't performed.
DeMarco, if I told you, hey,
Yeah.
listen, Dodgers got to play Chris Taylor tonight in a decisive game, you would have been like, okay.
You're giving this one away.
Yeah, well, it's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess it's 8 against 9.
But it's just funny. Every
And
day he comes
delivered.
up. Every day the guy comes up.
You know what he is?
I love
He's a 2-2 at will. Right? He's got some
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
But if you need 150 for him
No,
to win,
I just love it when you say Chris Taylor, watch his face change.
it's the whole city.
I was going to say,
the
it's
whole
not
city.
just me.
That's what I mean.
I think that Andrew Friedman's face probably changes when he
Right.
says
But
it
it's
out
like,
loud.
when the Dodgers did Chris Taylor bobblehead in the beginning of the year, like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, cool, we're gonna have a Chris Taylor bobblehead. As he got up closer, like, man, really?
Did they have one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is there
yeah.
a Chris Taylor? I want a Chris-
just
I
about
want a
everybody
Chris Taylor
gets one.
bobblehead.
But that's one of those,
Yeah.
like, the marketing department's like, yeah, in spring, woo! And then, like, July,
Hey, not so
You're going
much.
to want to schedule all of those early in the
Yeah,
season.
those are day
Yeah.
game
Yeah,
getaways.
that's you're playing the Twins on a Wednesday
Yeah.
afternoon. Let's give away some CT bobbleheads. It was a great night.
It was
They get
awesome.
the Yankees coming up next, and really, I want to continue to talk about what we started to talk about. With just that, this is the version of the Dodgers that have made the World Series. The first time that they're going to face the Yankees since 1981.
Many people were not born.
I remember watching it. I remember seeing it. I remember that was the tri-MVPs that we talked about.
Yeah.
Tommy Edman gets it last night. We got a lot to get to. And, of course, DeMarco, the Rams win, too.
Yeah, hey!
The Rams win, too.
Again, too.
I love beating the Raiders.
The Raiders.
I love beating the Raiders.
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Look, if you can't beat that Raiders team, I don't know what the hell.
More
you're doing.
turnover.
Don't be no win slander.
Well, it's not win
A win is a
slander.
win.
It's win context. We're going to do
come
that.
on.
That game
too.
was.
It was
That was better than the
hideous.
Super Bowl yesterday.
No,
Come on.
Stop.
Best game of
Trav
the
and
week.
DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
For ESPN LA contest rules, go to ESPNLA.com and click the contest button.
This is the Doctor in the Dugout with Dr. Alan Byer, presented by Hoag Orthopedic Institute.
I'm often asked about people who suffer their first back injury, think they've pulled a muscle in their back, and they don't stretch enough as far as their back is concerned. So when do you seek care from a doctor when you've sustained a back injury? At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, we like to tell people that the most important thing is to watch and see if that back pain is radiating down your leg, causing any numbness, causing any weakness, or any bowel or bladder dysfunction. These are surgical problems usually and require a more urgent visit to the emergency room rather than waiting to see the doctor. If none of these signs are present, it's safe to wait it out, rest for a few days, and seek medical care from your doctor within a week or so. Hope that helps. Keep stretching your back. If that doesn't get better in a week or 10 days, that's when it's time to seek the orthopedic specialist. Hope this keeps you on the field, and keep listening. We'll be back soon.
Keep listening for more on the road to recovery right here on 710 ESPN.
Coverage of the 2024 World Series on ESPN LA is driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. With next-level tech and safety features, Hyundai Cars and SUVs gives you the confidence to boldly journey wherever life takes you. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealer today.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Pernia Law, here to tell you about our newest partnership deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law.
That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
That's right. Call us or slip into the DM, Uncle.Artie.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Purnia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Purnia Law family provide peace of mind so you can focus on recovery and getting back to you.
If you've been injured in an accident or you're unhappy with your current injury attorney, come to Purnia Law. We take care of you like family. That's why they call me Uncle Artie.
Call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Purnia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
NBA basketball is one day away, and the best place to watch and enjoy all the action is Cosm. It's revolutionary technology bringing the sports experience to life. Visit Cosm.com. Enjoy NBA action in shared reality all season long.
IBM and ESPN are unveiling enhancements to the ESPN Fantasy app that put Watson X-powered insights directly in users' hands, giving them access to personalized, data-driven information, such as personalized player grades based on each team's needs, predictions of each player's potential upside and downside, and transparent explanations of AI-generated player grades. Entering its 8th consecutive year, the collaboration between IBM and ESPN Fantasy Football continues to transform football data into compelling and helpful information for fantasy team owners. Sponsored by IBM.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show, now mornings 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
This crowd, though, ready to explode, on the verge of making it all happen. There's a bouncing ball to second. Taylor's got it. Los Angeles is alive, and they're headed to the World Series.
What doesn't apply?
That first song. Hated to love it. The underdogs on top. The Dodgers aren't underdogs.
No, they're not.
They're on top, though.
They're not the underdogs because they spent $1 trillion to go buy a bunch.
So do the Yankees.
So do the Yankees.
So do the Padres.
So do the Mets.
So does everybody.
But they're never underdogs. You can't have Dodgers written on the front of your jersey and be an underdog. However, if you just kind of said the guys that they ran out there yesterday, that is because think about that final play. Play it again. I want to listen to this because think about the 3 players that are involved in this play.
This crowd, though, ready to explode, on the verge of making it all happen. There's a bouncing ball to second. Taylor's got it. Los Angeles is alive, and they're headed to the World Series.
Blake Trinan, who has been hurt all the time, he lights out right now, but if you said at the beginning of the year, Blake Trinan's going to get the last out, you say, okay, maybe, possible. Last 6 outs. A ground ball to Chris. Why is Chris Taylor at second base? Would have been your first question. What is going on there? And who did he throw it to? Max Muncy. Yeah. Where the hell's Freddie?
Hurt.
Yeah. Right. So I get it. You've spent all this money on all of these great players, but this was Trinan to Taylor to Muncy. That wasn't your, Tyler Glasnow or Yamamoto to Gavin Lux to Freddie Freeman. This was not supposed to be the team that they had.
That's your group that got an out, but if you had that same group for 162, you wouldn't be here.
Probably not.
That's the difference, right? I mean, you've got some stars as well, but key guys are stepping up in key moments.
Max Muncy, who caught the final out of the game, was so good in this series.
Absolutely.
Mookie Betts was so good in this series. Shohei Ohtani got on base 17 times in 6 games. Okay, that's 3 times a game.
That's ridiculous.
And it really never felt like he was dominant. He was good, but he was never like 10 out of 10 Ohtani. This was like 7.5, 8 out of 10 Ohtani. So on base 17 times in 6 games.
Well, this is where the modern baseball player shows off, like a guy like Chris Taylor and a guy like Max Muncy. Play multiple positions. You were talking about Jason Hayward a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
When he grounded out to end the series for Well, how come he's not with the Dodgers? Because he plays one-dimensional baseball. Chris Taylor can play the outfield, play the infield for you. Max Muncy can play you different spots for you. That's what you have to do. So if you have your kid right now that's in travel ball, you're like, oh, he's a first baseman. No, make him an everything.
Yeah.
Because
Glove will travel.
Like,
right.
Because Chris Taylor, if he only played one position, he would have been DFA'd. He would have been released if he only had one position. But because he can play different positions and offer different opportunities, you hold on to guys like him longer. And that's what the Dodgers and the front office have done a great job of finding guys like that. Like a Kike Hernandez, who during the regular season, you're as the Boston fans right now, they do not like him because he took a bunch of money, didn't perform. But you need him in big situations. Kike performs for you in the playoffs.
Go ask the Boston fans how Kike worked out in the postseason, and they'll get a different answer because he was lights out in that. And he's one of those guys, like you said, DeMarco, bright lights.
Yes,
yeah, cool. Let's go. Like this is TV. Everybody's watching.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Made for the moment.
I'm your guy for this, and really, this Dodger team, and it went 6 games, so it wasn't like they just. But the 4 games they won, they smashed them.
Yeah.
And none of
46 runs in 6 games.
They scored 8 or more runs 4 times.
Unreal.
The overs hit pretty good. In this series.
Unreal.
Really? Are you
Wasn't
that sort of thing?
They were 7.5.
It was the most amount of runs scored in an LCS, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
The most amount of runs ever.
And
Usually
they only played 6 games.
By the time you get to this level, it's 4-3.
Typically.
3-2 kind of.
Yeah,
you don't
I see
have
why
a
people
blowout.
hate the Dodgers. I do.
Look, this team is going to the World Series because they did a thing that typically doesn't happen, and then they got the thing that you almost have to win. What typically doesn't happen is what we're just talking about right now. Score a bunch of runs, and really kind of up and down the lineup. Teoscar got going last night. Will Smith had a big hit last night, but Edmonds hitting, Kike's hitting, Ohtani's hitting, Muncy's hitting, Betts is hitting. Like, all of their guys were hot offensively, which in the postseason typically doesn't go like that because the opposition pitching is so good. The other thing that you have to have in postseason baseball, which I'll be hand in the air. I was wrong, and I'm thrilled to have been wrong.
One more time, Jorge.
I was wrong.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera,
and
sir.
I was thrilled to be wrong.
I may have been wrong.
The Dodgers starting pitching was so bad in the middle of the season, they're going to burn their bullpen to the ground just because they had so many innings to cover. They were terrific. And if
you're happy to be wrong.
Yes. If you have to cover, I don't even want to say
you're not wrong. They're just extraordinary because usually
They've
you would
become
burn up your
extraordinary.
bullpen. Yeah,
but think about it. My concern was, hey, they're going to have to cover 4 or 5 innings a night.
Yeah, I remember.
They're covering 9 innings a night. It's actually even more extreme than I thought. I thought that, okay, look, you'll get a knack to give you 2 or 3 or 4, and maybe no, we're just not going to use him. We're just going to go all bullpen guys to cover 9 innings, basically 3 different times. Is an amazing accomplishment from a group that was being asked to do way too much, way too long, and they stood up.
Your bullpen for MVP thing is exactly dead on. I was just saying it's never happened before, so you can't.
It still
do
hasn't.
It still
it's
hasn't.
But
you can't do it because you can't put that.
It wasn't
many names.
crazy.
No, but they deserve it for what they've done. They've absolutely deserved it.
You're not here without them. And now
at all. Yeah.
Early on in the season, Trav, I listen to the show religiously from 10 to 10:05.
That's a good idea.
And
you said 10 to 10:05.
The joke between us. That's when I'm driving to the gym.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And it was Travis was saying they don't have a bullpen. They don't have a bullpen early on in the season, which they didn't. Because if you told me Alex Vesey was going to be the guy you're hoping comes back, you were like, Vesey, out of sight, out of mind. It doesn't matter.
Right.
The bullpen, they call themselves the Dogs now, right? They've all stepped up.
They call themselves the Dogs?
Yeah, they're calling them the Dogs because they're like dogs right now.
Respect.
You like that.
I
as
do
a
like
dog.
that.
As
Yes.
a dog.
DAWG probably, right?
Better than like Tweety Birds, right?
Oh.
Dogs.
Yeah, there you
Fellas.
go. Yeah, right.
Hey, the gutty little guys. But the bullpen right now, they've stepped up huge. Every single one of them, whatever arm you're bringing out, they're walking in, Trav, with that energy of like, what's up? But you know,
Swag.
what's up, Holmes, right? That's what Jorge would say.
Swag.
Dude.
Hey, what's up, Holmes?
That's how they walk into the Dodger Stadium.
Give Dave
now,
some love.
When they come in, though, Trav, you don't hold your breath right now.
Not right now.
Oh, wait. Come on.
No, with this bullpen?
Everybody.
No. With
I
this
hold my
bullpen.
breath. Yeah.
DeMarco, in August, you're like,
well, see,
every batter, I'm like, this might be the one.
Banda is
shows up like what?
essential. He's
So
essential.
You're not holding your breath when Banda's out
No,
there.
because these guys come in right now, DeMarco, with the I'm going to
No,
knock
I get
you
it, but
out
tell me
attitude.
you're not holding your breath.
So here's the thing. Bullpens are like the bullpen, you're going off on what you've seen most recently. And Beto, I want to go back to something you said a second ago. It's not that I didn't think they had a bullpen. I thought they had. I just thought you can't use these
They're gonna burn 'em
guys
out.
this often and have it stand up. But Banda, I don't even want to say him by name. Every single one of these guys, when they come into the game right now, it's like, this guy's got a really good chance. He's pitching really well. Yeah. His stuff is playing at a high level. Now, if Banda goes out there in game 1 against the World Series, and I don't mean want to single him out. It's all of them.
All of them, yeah.
That you have a bad outing. Like Phillips was close once. Hudson got a little close last night. We've seen a couple of innings. Kopech in the first inning was a little close last night. You throw a couple of those in there, and that trust tree that Dave talks about all the time gets a little slimmer. But right now, that thing is like in full bloom. Every single guy, really, with the exception of Knack, who
in game 2, and he had to wear it there.
He did have to wear. Even Honeywell came in and gave you a bunch of length in game 5 that really saved them for last night.
Well, a guy like Honeywell,
if you had to name a long reliever, it would be Honeywell, wouldn't it?
Because he could give you 3 innings.
Yeah.
Honeywell could give you 1 out, 3 innings, 3+, whatever you need, and you need those kind of guys. DeMarco, this is what I'm talking about.
And
this
by
team,
the way, Knack probably isn't on the team in the World Series.
Probably not.
I'm not disagreeing with anything you guys say, but you can't tell me you guys are like,
no,
for every reliever.
You know what? We're like this.
It's more like,
it's not
with
permanent.
It's with the starters. You're like this.
Yeah.
With the starters, you're like, ooh, are we going to get another inning out of them?
Flaherty's a perfect example of this. When Flaherty pitched his 7 shutout innings, you're like, oh, my God, this guy looks like a Cy Young Award winner.
Yeah.
And then he gets absolutely pounded in game 5, and you're thinking, uh-oh, that's back. Like, it doesn't – the good vibes don't last super long, especially for relief pitchers. But right now, there's none of those guys that you come in like, okay, we got a chance here. You feel good about where we've gone back in previous times, and guys come in, you're like, oh, no, not this guy. Not this guy right here. They don't have any of those guys with the exception of Knack. And, again, Gratterall might be back. Vezia might be back. So even if one of those 2 guys come back in, I think Knack is the odd man out.
Yeah.
Kasperius has to stay. And we'll see. We'll see with Henriquez. He's probably the next one to go because he's, 19 or 20? He's really super young.
Throws 103, but down the middle.
Yeah. So you're gonna have your bullpen actually might get a little better going into this.
Here's the thing with the bullpen right now, DeMarco. You're not going when the next guy comes in, because if one guy say gets hit, the next guy coming up is picking him up. You haven't seen
I get it.
But back-to-back relievers where you're like, oh, this guy. No, it's you know what. You messed up. You gave up a run. I'm going to come in, my brother. I'm going to pick you up.
It doesn't spiral. It doesn't spiral.
I believe in the belief of this team.
It doesn't spiral. And in playoffs, it spirals. Look at the Padres.
And how they have
look at the Mets.
Exactly.
Look at the Mets. Like the Mets never got, other than Manaea in the first game, they never got that performance where somebody's just locking. Even the Severino, he was okay, but he was kind of on the brink. And then the bullpen, they spit the bit. The Mets had a bullpen experience that was far more typical, traditional, and I'm so excited for what's coming next because the Yankees are
the Yankees.
The Yankees. And it feels like we've been waiting for this forever.
My entire life.
And we've been waiting
since
for it
He-Man was on TV.
43 years. They haven't played each other 43
years. Since the A-Team was on TV.
How about this? This is the 12th time they're going to play each other in the World Series. First time since 1981. That is the tied for most common matchup in professional sports championship. There's tied with
times?
one other matchup.
Oh, I know.
How many in our lifetime? This is
so
81. What was one before 81?
77 and 78.
Okay,
so they
played
3 times in 5 years, and now they're doing it again.
Is it tied with the Lakers and Celtics?
Yep. Yep, Lakers and Celtics and Dodgers and Yankees have both played each other 12 times in the championship round.
Dude, I got some good little nuggets yesterday from the national media about the Mets.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah.
I want nuggets.
Yeah.
Chicken nuggets and baseball nuggets.
And
That's coming
sauce.
up. Let's talk a little bit about
no
the
Grimace nuggets.
Oh, by the way, barbecue sauce on nuggets, highly underrated.
Sweet and sour sauce.
Big time. Sweet and sour.
Sweet and sour is fine too.
The McDonald's sweet and sour.
Thank you.
It's more sweet than sour, but it's also
Give me
very
Don't
good.
talk to me about nuggets. I'm a connoisseur.
Oh, yeah. Emily's like, what's a
Buffalo
sommelier for nuggets? That's Emily.
Yes.
She is an expert in the nugget category. That's next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Yo, it's DeMarco Farr here. Play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. Why get stuck in traffic when you don't have to? You can be at the best casino resort in Southern California in less than 1 hour, less than 60 minutes right now. Pechanga gives all guests the amenities they expect of a world-class resort, exceptional entertainment, dining, spa, spa, golf. Let's not forget round-the-clock gaming excitement for all you gaming enthusiasts. The immense casino floor, it's huge, immaculate. You're going to love it. 1,100 hotel rooms and suites, the spa, the golf course, 20 bars, for me, and restaurants, and so much more make Pechanga Resort Casino one of the largest resort casinos in the country. Come see why readers of Newsweek and USA Today, that includes me, voted Pechanga Resort and Casino the best casino outside of Las Vegas. So whether your idea of entertainment is lounging poolside with me and Trav, or putting on a great bet at blackjack, Pechanga Resort Casino is waiting for you. Visit Pechanga.com or call this number right now, 888-PECHANGA, to book a reservation or for more info. You can also follow them on Instagram at Pechanga Casino. Up-to-the-minute news and info, and let's go to a restaurant.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Ortho are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. Could be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, or you could nominate yourself. You could win prizes like sweet tickets, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, or the grand prize, Invisalign. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Ortho.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/LA to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up this fall because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com, and remember, you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Hold on. Go up.
And that's the Dodgers and the Rams this weekend.
You dang right.
Yeah.
The Dodgers did something too?
In the Travis and DeMarco community, I posted a picture of Travis posing like this.
That's a great
it feels
weekend.
good.
It's a great weekend.
The last
All
time they
morning.
were in the World Series, it wasn't that long ago, but we couldn't enjoy it because
I
it
was
was in
there.
Texas. You were always there. That doesn't count.
I was there yesterday. I was everywhere yesterday.
You couldn't enjoy it because of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Well, no, they
was in
weren't
Texas.
playing at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
They were
okay.
playing at the ballpark at Arlington,
Ballpark,
whatever they
yeah,
call that
and-
thing. That looks like a barn.
Yeah.
It's an ugly
it's
stadium.
a
But
weird
you're in your
deal.
own homes. You're not in a bar watching
Yeah.
with friends. Like
Somebody's
it's a
got
different
something going
experience.
How does LA
Yeah,
do
some-
for a,
I hear
Is that
something.
me?
Yeah,
Is that me? My
somebody.
bad.
Yeah.
How does LA do for a World Series parade?
Well, we'll do Figaro if they get it done. That's
Yeah.
how they do it.
Same route, I guess?
Yeah.
Turn your phone off, bro.
It is off.
I think it might be you.
Yeah, it's a laptop. Somebody's laptop.
Somebody's laptop. DeMarco's your laptop
DeMarco.
on? Somebody's got something on. Let's turn
It's
all our
gone now.
devices
There we
off.
go.
Right?
Oh my
Silence
God.
is golden, baby.
Let's
See?
turn everything off.
That's that fourth grade text chain again. See, aren't you supposed to be in school? The heck are you parents
They're
doing?
not
Oh, the
supposed to
rich
do
people
that.
texting
I'm
each other.
telling you, it's
Yeah.
9:30. You're supposed to be in school.
Well,
Go ahead.
they're getting
PTA.
pumpkin spice lattes over there right now.
They
You're
might,
not
you know
there.
what? I know what they are. They're
Gross.
Dodger fans. Some of their kids didn't go to school today.
Why?
Why
Because
today?
they're probably still hungover.
The
I know
kids
those
or
the
the
parents. The parents.
Damn.
They're so
You guys
euphoric.
get down and
Heck yeah, and the Rams won.
That
Come on.
matcha latte got him.
DeMarco, this is an important moment for me.
What?
Do you trust me?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Why?
I need a loan because I
Wait,
want
what
to
are
buy
we
Dodger
doing?
tickets.
Oh, you're going to buy... I saw that. How much?
You ready for this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dodger tickets, Dodger Yankees, Game 1 of the World Series. This is the cheapest single ticket available on the secondary market right now. It's just a shade over $1,000.
Oh, my
In
God.
the red level? Top-
The cheapest one
So the
available.
top
So
deck
you would
probably.
think it's the top deck or way up by the foul
my
pole up there.
All right.
Goodness.
$1,000. And here
For
are
a
the
towel.
prices escalating from games 1 through 7. $1,000 to just shy of $1,100, $1,300, $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,300.
Oh, my God.
Que no hay dinero.
Yeah, la tanda, bro. You
I'll
gotta
go
get a
in with you
tanda.
if you promise to go to the game. I'll go in with you if you
What
promise to.
what does go in mean? You'll buy?
I will go in with you if you promise we'll go sit and watch the game.
He can't
What?
go.
But if I buy them and you sell them,
Oh, no,
I'm
no,
going to
no,
be
no,
mad
no,
at you.
no, no, no.
Travis
Okay,
can't.
that's not my jam.
Travis
Okay.
can't go.
Yeah, yeah.
He will not enjoy it. He'll be
do you
around.
mean?
I
won't
enjoyed
enjoy it.
Game 5 against
Yeah.
the Padres.
This,
Yeah, you
but,
did.
but this is the World Series. You're going to be so freaking
Sick to my
nervous,
stomach.
and you're not going to
Yeah.
be able to enjoy it. Like, I wish I was at home in my recliner.
Let's
Oh,
go.
the seat is hard.
I'm down as long as you don't sell the tickets.
No.
Okay.
I would never,
Okay, we're-
ever
You're going to
do
buy
that.
him the tickets?
We're gonna if we're gonna go, yes.
So you and Travis are going.
If we go to a World Series,
Call
I
Jacob-
will buy the
call-
tickets.
call
We'll
somebody.
go, but you
Who-
can't sell the tickets.
Write up a contract?
yeah,
yeah.
somebody.
Yeah.
You got to
You
have
can't be,
some.
Sylvester
you
Stallone.
can't be Scott Kaplan.
No.
Ah.
Look, if I say I'm going to go to the game with you, I will go to the game. I'm not going to. It's not going to be one of these things where you send me a ticket and the next thing you know, some dude drops down. Is like, yeah, I
Yes.
bought these on Game Time. I don't know.
Like
They were expensive.
$4,000.
I bought it for
Well,
$1,500.
who are you? I got these from Cap. Oh, no, those are mine.
that
yeah, right.
That happened to you?
Maybe.
Tell the story. Tell the story. This
Maybe.
is juicy.
See, maybe it happened. I gave some tickets to someone that works
Football
for the
Okay,
station.
tickets.
what's a hypothetical situation
Yeah,
where this
let-
might
let-
have
let's
happened?
say there's a guy
Hypothetically,
named Cot
like I
Sapling.
gave Jorge tickets, right? Jorge,
Yeah.
he went. Yes, I gave Greg Bergman the Raider tickets. He went, and I gave somebody else that works for the station some tickets
He
to a
didn't
game.
sell them, did
And
he?
usually you take a picture from the seats. Just hey, I'm having
Hey,
fun.
having
Thank
a
you so
good-
much.
That's how you do that.
No.
I
he
got
didn't.
I got pictures, but it
click,
was
thanks,
But the
enjoy
guy
the
that
game.
worked for the station wasn't in the picture.
No. Okay, so we
That's
mentioned
great.
Bergman already.
Yeah.
Are
And
you
we'll leave it at
serious?
that. So I will go in as long as we go to the game.
That ain't right.
Because Yankees Dodgers, that's a part
No,
of
no,
history.
that's a bigger story right
no,
here.
no, he'll come running by.
But
You'll
these
see
are
him.
these are your tickets.
Yes.
Physically your tickets.
Yes.
You gave
My
to
seats.
somebody
Yes.
and he gave to somebody
Allegedly. Allegedly.
else. That's not right.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Allegedly.
It doesn't matter if you sell them or not. I mean,
Yeah.
sell good. Give me a profit and cut it
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're yours.
Yeah.
You gave.
Yes.
And he gave.
Yes.
And who knows, somebody else probably gave and gave.
Yeah, that could have been just the beginning of a chain reaction. That could have gone through 10 different people's hands.
And I think it's a different thing than saying, hey, I want a ticket for my mom or sister that's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to mom or sister.
Yes.
No, I gave them to this person, and this person gave them to that person.
So Sedano's
least.
partner.
Maybe, allegedly. But
Maybe.
we'll go. I'm dying. I
we
love
will-
to be a part of history.
We will have the conversation.
Yes.
I have.
Friday.
Because I'm not sure when
You
this
know
is
what
going
the
to happen
last
again.
World Series game I went to, now that I think about it?
What?
It was involved the Yankees, but it was against the Padres. I went to when the Yankees
Oh,
and I think it
98?
was 98.
98?
Yeah, I went to game 3 of that series.
Why did you go to that game?
Somebody
It's the
offered
World
me
Series.
tickets and I went.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like same reason I went yesterday. I had a ticket. I went.
What did you wear?
I wore
Baseball hat.
nothing.
You didn't wear your Dodger gear?
You wore an
No.
umpire hat.
I just think I had on like a hoodie and nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I told this to Bergman the other day. This was Green Bay and the Rams playing at SoFi. And there were some people, and no offense, Jorge, that were wearing red in there. So I said, in our everyday life, how many people do you think you lay eyes on? Not interact with, but just see in your normal day, 24 hours.
Several hundred.
Hard to tell who the asshats are, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Jeez.
In this
I
environment,
thought it was coming.
In this environment, you know exactly who they are because they're wearing red. See what I mean? Right. Easy to pick out. Look at it that way.
They're advertising.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. All right. So baseball is impossible to predict. What happened yesterday has nothing to do with what's going to happen today, and that has nothing to do with what's going to happen tomorrow. So with that understanding, the Dodgers beat the Padres, who I think a lot of people thought were the best team going into the playoffs.
They were the hottest team.
They were
good.
the hottest team. They were playing really well. The Dodgers beat a Mets team that was hot as a pistol. The Yankees beat the Royals.
Wait, one question on the Mets.
Yeah.
They were hot.
Yeah.
But how good are they?
They were good for the second half of the season, but they were more hot than they were super great.
And it doesn't necessarily matter if you're good. It's more important that you're hot at this
But
time
didn't
of
they
year.
kind of come back to what they have always
they did.
been?
The Padres were the team that scared you.
Yeah, right.
The Dodgers were better than the Mets.
Yes.
They had better players. They were set up and all this. But the Mets had that thing that, just like Arizona last year, all of a sudden Arizona just got hot as a pistol and they started beating everybody. That was the fear with the Mets, but the Dodgers took care of that. The Yankees beat the Royals, who have one really, really special player in Bobby Witt Jr., and then decent pitching. And then they beat Cleveland, who's got one really, really special player in Jose Ramirez.
Yeah.
And close. But this was not a murderer's row of opponents that they've beat
You
along
think that
the way.
factors in?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
No, I don't, because
Yeah.
the Yankees are loaded with stars. They pitch really well. They're not going to be
baseball is
intimidated by
random and
environment.
4 days off.
It's totally random.
This is the World Series where if the Dodgers win, great. If they don't, okay, you understand because it's the two best teams,
Yeah.
particularly the money part because every team spends money. But the Dodgers are doing it, piecing together utility guys to get you there, right? I'm not making the Dodgers are the Vegas betting favorite for the series, too.
they are.
Not by much, but
Are
they're
they really? Okay.
yeah. So what scared me about the Padres series, and the reason I thought the Padres would win in Game 5, even though I thought the Dodgers would win the series when it started. So when the series started, I was like, Dodgers win. The way that they limped to Game 5, I'm like, oh, this is bad.
I know.
Because the bottom of the Dodgers lineup wasn't hitting. How many times did we see Ohtani come to hit by himself in that Padres series? They turned it around, and they looked in the series. I'll tell you the little nugget. So yesterday, I was talking with – I didn't go as a credential member of the media, so but I know a lot of different
That
members.
means you could get wasted.
Not for $28, not for $32. No, I don't drink at sporting events anymore.
Okay.
It's just too expensive. It's just ridiculous. And if somebody wants to buy me a beer, I'm like, no, bro, pay your car insurance. Or something. Like, no,
Dang right.
No.
Yeah.
So, I went and talked to different people, and some of the people who I know from New York. I'm like, hey, what's up with this Mets team? Just because I don't cover baseball as much anymore, like. This team's just happy to be here right now, Trav. This is before the game.
That's never a good thing.
And I'm
by
like,
the
what do you
way.
mean? They're like, they know that they can't compete with the Dodgers' momentum right now, right? So I talked to another guy, a hardcore. I'll tell you who it is off the air. And this guy is like Mr. Anti-everything. Was like, oh, this Dodger team is good.
Yeah,
and it's
I
like,
know who that is. By the way, you don't even have to tell me.
It's like, this Dodger team is good. We get so caught up, especially you, Trav, in finding the negative of this Dodger organization.
Not today.
Okay.
Not today.
Where the national perspective is that Dodger team is
You're being
freaking
labeled.
good.
You're being
No,
labeled.
it's not being labeled. It's
You're
just,
being labeled.
Trav is the first one to admit it.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
That's
get off,
fine.
You get off my
But the
lawn.
national team is like, look at the arms that they have coming in.
Yeah.
It's BB after BB after
Yeah.
BB, and they're getting it. And another guy I talked to was like, this Mets team kind of came out here. I don't even think they packed for 2 games.
No, they even though they
Three
beat
different
up Flaherty in
yeah.
Game 5, like this kind of goes back to what the Dodgers have going for them right now. Even when they punted on Game 2.
Yeah.
They punted on Game 5.
It still went your way. Yeah.
They still did. And here's
But
why
they still battled.
Yeah.
They battled, and this is why even after they got smacked in Game 5 and Game 2, you know what they didn't? All 6 games they scored runs.
Yes.
They were gonna. You knew they were gonna score runs. This was never a hey, we're gonna get in a situation where it's 2-1 in the 8th inning and your bullpen just has a tiniest little hiccup and the thing goes sideways. They were scoring runs. Ohtani, if I said to you, give me an Ohtani letter grade for the NLCS, what would you give me?
B+.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would give him. He was on base 17 times in 6 games.
Every at bat.
Yes.
17 times. That's crazy, and it felt like he wasn't at his absolute best. Mookie was an A, bordering on an A+. Muncy was an A+. Your bullpen was an A+. But they were scoring so many runs along the way that it never really felt like it was in jeopardy. And now here you go, and everybody's back to zero. Everybody's back to zero. They're going to have everybody's got a bunch of days off in a row. Everybody's going to be fresh. Everybody's going to be rusty's probably the wrong word. Maybe a little flat after
spend the week
a
getting
week
your backs
off.
padded.
Nah, they're not,
come on. Everybody's going to tell them how good they are.
Both of these teams have unfinished business, though. Like you just said, Beto. Sometimes last year. Arizona had that, I can't believe we're in the World Series. Not that they didn't try hard, not that they didn't compete, but we're not supposed to be here.
They were house money.
The Dodgers are supposed to be here. The Yankees are supposed to be here.
Oh, my God.
And both of those teams will feel like they missed an opportunity if they don't get it done. My favorite line of yesterday was before the game was about to start, that of all remaining teams in Major League Baseball at the moment, the Dodgers have the lowest payroll. That made me laugh.
Wow.
That made me laugh. There are 3 teams left. And the Mets
the other
and
one's
Yankees.
the Yankees. Right.
It was terrific. Absolutely
They're the
terrific.
poverty team?
Yeah. And look, something will be different in the World Series than it was in the CS. It always is. For both teams. Somebody that was hot will be cold. Somebody that was cold will be hot. It's going to...
B+ Ohtani could be A+ Ohtani.
Sure.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Look, here's the best part about Ohtani. Think he was on base 17 times in 6 games, and you felt like, I'm going to need a little more out of that guy. That's how good he is.
A few more monster shots. Just a few more.
Yeah, I think is that what it is? Is it the fact that he only hit a couple home runs?
Yeah.
Is that why?
That's why.
How dare he get a double?
That's it. Yes,
Slacker.
yes.
You can feel it though.
Remember Jordan on a breakaway back in the day when he'd laid in? You're like, really?
It was such a. He changes his presence in the hole on dugout when he or on deck I should say, when he's nearby, guys get pitched differently. Guys get pitched differently immediately after
the stadium is different.
Yes.
Everybody had their phone. Even I became I'm usually like, put your phone away, watch it with your eyes. I'm like, no, I'm recording
this.
Mind you, I was doing content for ESPN LA, but I'm like, no, I want to watch this. My brother, who's 60-something years old, was recording every Ohtani pitch, right? Everybody, the whole stadium stands for him.
It's really rare.
Yeah.
It's really very, very rare. You know, we can talk about this coming up at 10 o'clock, but where you're watching something that you're never going to see again. Like when you're watching Michael Jordan or Wayne Gretzky or Magic Johnson, like I'm never going to get this ain't coming around again anytime soon. I really need to kind of soak this in. We'll do that coming up at 10 o'clock, but our best of is coming up next. Our best of the NFL weekend. Call in right now to give us yours, 877-710-3776. That's 877-710-ESPN for your chance to win. Check this out. 2-night hotel accommodation, dinner for 2, and then golf for 2 or bowling for 2, all at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino. Give us your best of the NFL weekend. Call in right now. That's coming up next on the Travis DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. This is how good my day was yesterday. Go to the Rams game, they win. Do the post-game show, hop into my Chevy Silverado High Country from Rotolo Chevrolet, and I'm cruising home listening to the Dodger game, listening to them get ready to go to the World Series in a regular season for the first time in a while. It was a great day and made better because I was in my Silverado from Rotolo Chevrolet. Who doesn't like that? So if you've been thinking about a new Silverado, if you've been thinking about a Colorado, any of the Chevy cars and trucks, get yourself out to Rotolo Chevrolet, and you will find unbelievable selection, unbelievable pricing. But more than any of that, you're going to find customer service like you've never seen before. You've heard me talk about this for years, but it is the truth. And it's not just me telling you, it's Chevy telling you. Dealer of the Year, 13 years in a row at Rotolo Chevrolet. Because Mike Capozio, that's what he insists on. His entire staff understands that you are the most important person on that lot. So go see for yourself what all the fun's about. Go see for yourself what it looks like to be Dealer of the Year 13 years in a row at Rotolo Chevrolet. Right off the 210 freeway, Sierra Avenue exit. You cannot miss it. And if Fontana's a little bit out of your area, go online, RotoloChevy.com. ROTOLO, RotoloChevy.com. And whether you go in or go online, tell them that Travis sent you.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Hey, what up? It's Matt Barnes here. If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law.
For me, it's about getting the top result and the top value for your claim. Even if you didn't have insurance during the accident, Uncle Artie will still help you. I'm sure a lot of you out there got turned back from attorneys when you said, I don't have insurance. Well, guess what? Uncle Artie can still help you. It does not matter. Give us a call. You have nothing to lose. We take the case on a contingency. You don't pay up front.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you, so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind, so you can focus on your recovery.
Trust us, trust Uncle.
When you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law, 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Come out for a day of golf and fun and help support the men and women who fight for our freedom. On Monday, November 11th, the Pacific Palms Resort in the City of Industry will play host to the 2024 Land of the Free Foundation Veterans Day Golf Classic. All proceeds from the tournament will go directly to charities who support the men and women of our armed forces. For more information on the tournament, please visit the website landofthethe.freefoundation.org or give them a call at 562-833-4361.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Over 20 years ago, the first batch of Tito's handmade vodka was distilled in the heart of Austin, Texas. Since then, its roots have stayed put, and its vodka continues to be made on the same land where Tito built his dream. A distillery called Mockingbird that houses a simple vodka with a spirit the size of Texas and as good as the day it was born. Learn more about the Tito's story at titosvodka.com. That's titosvodka.com, distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. LA's premier card room now open 24/7. Tune in all this week to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino. That includes tailgate party passes to HPC and game day tickets at SoFi. Listen for your cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize pack. Tailgate passes to HPC and game tickets to SoFi. Hollywood Park Casino. Park, party, and play. Must be 21 and older to enter.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-298-9532. 800-298-9532. Again, that's 800-298-9532. Coverage, deductibles, and claims may vary. For details, go to endurancewarranty.com.
And it is the Travis and DeMarco Show, right here on 710 ESPN, a Monday edition, which means Fantasy Springs Resort Casino is going to help us with the best of the football weekend. Best of the football weekend. Let's get his thoughts, the Rams Super Bowl champion, DeMarco Farr, with his best of the football weekend right now.
Oh, my God. Do I want to pick Russell Wilson like yesterday? I really do. I want to pick Russell Wilson.
Emily.
Because everybody hated him so much. And he looked good.
He did.
For the
Let's
Steelers.
do it against someone other than the Jets, okay?
Hey, it's the Jets
Hey,
and
they
Aaron
won.
Rodgers. That's a Hall of Fame quarterback.
They won
you beat.
because the Steelers' defense is fantastic.
And I got one more thing. Russell Wilson will be a Hall of Famer. Watch. See, look. Everybody's getting sick. He will be. But that's not my best of the week. My best of the week touched me like it tugged on my heartstrings because I was an undrafted rookie free agent. It's the one thing you can't undo.
Yep.
If they call you champion, if they call you Pro Bowler, you go back to the beginning. It's undrafted rookie free agent. So, Jalen McCullough, 2 picks yesterday.
3 in 2 games.
3 in 2 games.
Fantastic.
2 picks yesterday. Basically won the game for you, and he did all this in 18 snaps.
Yeah.
18 plays on defense. That's being opportunistic when you get out there. Tremendous. You needed every single takeaway from the Raiders to win that football game, and he was every bit the reason you won.
We'll talk about the Rams and the Raiders coming up in just a little bit. But, look, he's put himself on that. Let's see more. Let's see more. Give him more snaps. Give him more snaps. He's making plays all over the place. Good for him. And like you said, they absolutely needed it.
Tell me you didn't want Brock Bowers.
That dude's a really good
problem,
player.
isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he's a problem.
You know why Russell Wilson is not the best of the sports weekend? It's because when he did his announcement, he says, Russell Wilson, a whole pack of Badgers.
Stop it.
Who cares?
This is my
Russell,
best of the week.
You're so corny.
Don't you denigrate my best of the week. He's my honorable mention, and he
was
won.
Your others receiving votes.
There you
category.
go. Yes.
Mine. I'm going to go to the best of the football weekend. I'm going to go to the college game because I'm excited. I'm super excited. If you just throw stuff on the field, they'll change the call. This is awesome. I had no idea that this worked. Georgia, Texas, right? Game close, getting near the end. Georgia is driving. They throw a pass that is incomplete. No, that's intercepted and run back to deep into Georgia territory. Flag on the play. Pass interference against Texas. It's a bad call. Was not a good call.
Horrible
it's
call?
A bad call.
Okay.
It's a bad call. But they called pass interference against Georgia or against Texas. The Texas fans hate the call. Shower the field with beer bottles and water bottles and trash. And the referees get together and say, you know what? We've changed our mind. No pass interference.
Wow.
And it's like, wait, what? Kirby Smart blows his stack. Like, you've got to be kidding me. You're telling me because they basically went within an inch of having a riot that we're just going to, and again, it was a bad call, but it took them like 5 or 6 or 7 minutes to clean off the field. And then all of a sudden, Texas has the ball in like the 12-yard line. It's like, what the hell happened? You call pass interference. They never really explained why they changed it until after the game, where they said the official that called the penalty went back and said, oh, I think I might have not gotten that one right.
He blew it.
Remember,
when was the last time you saw them just pick up a flag 5 minutes after the play had happened and say no penalty? The answer
Not
is
5 minutes.
Never. No,
Okay,
never.
Different sport. But remember Argentina, Morocco in the Olympics, and it was like, 2-3 hours later, they were like, actually, it wasn't a goal. And different
when
sport.
everybody's out of the stadium?
Crazy. Like, wait, why do they have the ball? So good news, people. Just throw whatever you want on the field because maybe the referee.
No, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Did you see the call? Was it bad?
It was a bad call, but so what?
They got it right.
No, DeMarco, you're not. Pay attention.
Yeah, I got you.
They threw crap on the field and got the call overturned.
And they got it flipped.
That can never ever
but the
happen.
people throwing stuff
happened.
were actually right. I'm just saying.
That doesn't matter. But I'm excited that just throw enough stuff and you'll get your way. Apparently,
I think it'll be like the Oregon-Ohio State thing where it happens once,
nuts,
and will never happen again.
Nuts. All right, let's go to Robert in Long Beach. Robert, what's your best of the football weekend?
Okay, I enjoy the fact that the Chiefs won without Mahomes throwing a single TD. They're that good. And I'm just tired of the Niner fans saying, oh, this is our year, this is our year. You know what? You better hope when Montana, comes back to the Niners or something, because that's not going to happen.
Wow.
So,
another
I'm
person
done
with Niner hate. Love it.
I'm done with the Niners.
Another person with Niner
on top
hate.
of that, the Chiefs, they dug me out of a $700 hole. I lost big this weekend. I was just doubling down on the spread, money line, everything. So, thank you.
You got it, Robert. Congratulations to you. You just won a 2-night hotel accommodations, dinner for 2, and then golf or bowling for 2. All of that at Fantasy Springs. Escape the everyday at Fantasy Springs Resort Casino, just minutes from Palm Springs.
Oh, my God.
Brought to you by Fantasy Springs Resort Casino.
I'm looking
And
at it
wager
now.
responsibly.
Yeah. Yes.
Wager responsibly.
You know what always makes me go, ugh?
What?
Well, I just kept doubling down. Okay, good luck with that.
You're chasing it now, man.
It worked. Yeah, the Niners have got some problems. This is actually super good news for the Rams.
It does. Well, that's the thing about Mahomes winning and not throwing a touchdown pass. That's a lot of that going around.
He has not been. He's been great because they keep winning, but statistically, he has not been lighting it up. The Chiefs have a really good defense.
They do.
They're winning more with their defense than anything else.
They have a lot of belief in themselves, and like you said, at some point, Mahomes is going to straighten himself out, and then they're going to catch fire. So
they're 6-0 or 6-0, I think. Maybe, they've had their bye, and nobody thinks they've played their best football yet.
No,
that means you're pretty good.
But I was pointing. Stafford didn't throw a touchdown pass and won the game.
Yeah,
yesterday threw one pick, no touchdowns, and still won.
It was his worst productive game as a Ram. Like, yeah.
I was gonna ask him. I asked him about red zone and how many times have you won without throwing a touchdown pass? And he had to think about it.
It's probably pretty rare.
Yeah, it's really, really rare, especially up there. Yeah,
the Rams did win, big win, keeps hope alive on a short week, but can they trick themselves with that? That's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
The 2024 World Series on ESPN LA is driven by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. With next-level tech and safety features, Hyundai Cars and SUVs gives you the confidence to boldly journey wherever life takes you. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or see your SoCal Hyundai dealer today.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland today at 1 after Travis and DeMarco.
When I'm listening to the radio and I'm punching around the dial, I tend to land on the station that has the most energy. That's usually us. We usually have the most energy.
We are an energetic radio station.
This is energy.
We want to pull you through the radio and make you feel it.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Come watch one of the most iconic rivalries in high school football when the 89th annual East LA Classic comes to SoFi Stadium on Friday, October 25th. The East LA Classic, presented by LA Bowl and hosted by Gronk and the LA Rams, is the homecoming game for both Roosevelt and Garfield High. The game will also feature a special halftime performance by the Black Eyed Peas. Get your tickets now by visiting SoFiStadium.com/events.
Hi, this is Sean McVay of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Referees are very lucky that Georgia still won the game after doing all that. Can I just make a very quick case for why I feel the way that I felt going into this and continue to feel the way? I'm okay that we got a 12-team college playoff. That's fine. It's going to be fun to watch those playoff games. That's cool. But Georgia knocking off Texas would have been like, oh my God, is Texas out of this now? And now it's like, it's all cool. They're both going to go. Yes. That game was fun. They're both going to the playoffs.
Whatever happens with a national championship, I can guarantee you one thing. It won't be this crew that's in the game. This crew is done for. You have blown it for everyone.
The thing is, Texas and Georgia could play again in the playoffs. And aren't you excited to see that game? Because you know how this one went?
No, I am excited. I'm not trying to throw cold water on the games that will get played. No. I'm saying that game on Saturday night could have been the end of one of those two teams' season, and instead it's just
another game.
We'll probably see it. Same with Ohio State and Oregon. Great game. I enjoyed every minute of it, but it's also like,
we may see that again.
We're probably going to get to see it again.
What if we did that same rule for the NFL and the Ravens got knocked off by the Raiders?
Everything's the same. It's a different sport. That's the only sport where it mattered what the regular season played out. There's not another regular season that actually matters. It was the only one, and we took it away. It's just a drag.
Bro football, the year we won the Super Bowl, we lost to the Niners, then
twice.
Played them again the next week, and then beat them there. Yeah.
And that's fine. It's fun, but now you have these games during the regular season. Oregon and Ohio State would have been an elimination game before. Texas and Georgia, potentially an elimination game. And now Alabama's lost twice before Halloween for the first time in a million years. They're still very much alive. Yeah, you like that, don't you? You're going to say that's a Kalen DeBoer thing.
Enjoy that. I hope you're having fun.
You're going to call Feinbaum today, huh?
You could have built a dynasty at UW. Now look
Stop
at you.
it. No dynasties at UW.
You know, I've only been afraid for one crew ever in my life, a crew of officials, to where these guys down here got bullied.
Yeah.
Was in New Orleans on that no call.
Oh.
I'm like, you guys better get out of here quick.
Oh, yeah.
These,
Tommy Lee Lewis and Nickel Roby-Coleman.
Yeah, they're about to come out of the stands.
Bang,
on
bang
you.
play. Could have gone either way.
Bruh, come on, bruh. Not one of you going to call that? Okay.
And
thank
if only
you.
Saints fans knew they could throw stuff in the field.
Right. Exactly
Yeah.
right. Exactly right. Rams win yesterday. That they desperately needed it. I don't want to do my deal,
What?
but I'm going to do my
we
deal.
go.
What are you
Here we
breathing
go.
for?
They won.
What are you
acting
pausing
like this
for?
All right, you want to know why?
Go ahead.
I'll tell you why. The Raiders are dreadful.
Yeah,
dreadful.
Hey, what's up, Holmes?
They're not a good football team.
They're not. They're poorly coached. They're lacking in talent. They're undisciplined. There's a lot of stuff going on in the Raiders that's not good. Here's what happened yesterday. The Rams had 4 takeaways. The Rams scored on defense. The Rams defense did not give up a touchdown, and they barely beat the Raiders.
Barely won.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not
What was the score?
20-15. They won
That's
the game.
what it was?
Yeah.
I left at halftime. It was
Five-
ugly.
5
at
field
the first
goals.
half.
Yeah.
5 field goals.
Stop it.
4
5 field
takeaways.
goals. Yeah.
4 takeaways, a defensive touchdown. You don't allow a touchdown on defense against arguably the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
And it's a nail biter down to the end.
See, here's the thing. I think they're playing at capacity. You're still trying to get your guys back. So that group that you trotted out there is probably just 5 points better than the Raiders. Now, give me Puka, give me Cooper Kupp, give me all your guys back. You should mop the floor with them. I was still expecting Matthew Stafford to be a little bit better than he was. At least get on the board, throw a touchdown pass. But running the football outside of the 3rd and 1s, the 3rd and shorts, the 4th and shorts.
They struggle in that.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. And it's coming from one position. There was another position change. You changed it left guard again. So you're having issues there. But for the most part, running the football, Kyron Williams was spectacular again. That touchdown run of his was just a slasher, was just great. So there are some good moments. But I think that's them running at max capacity. This is the Rams trying to wait until guys get healthy again. Hopefully we'll see some of that versus Minnesota on Thursday.
So with that in mind.
Oh, they got a short week?
Short week.
That team has a short week?
Yeah, that's the
Yikes.
crazy thing post-game.
Minnesota's got a short week. They got a shorter week.
But I saw, like I said, I went to the game yesterday. I saw the first half, and I left. I went to the Dodger game. That first half, and I had great seats in the Nike suite. Thanks, Nike. But it was fantastic. I'm watching. I get there early. I'm like, all right, it's going to be great. I see DeMarco hobbling up and down the sidelines there.
There he goes again.
Yeah. And then the game starts. I'm like, oh, these teams suck. Like
It was not a great football game.
It was ugly.
It was not a great game. It was a nice game because the Rams won, and it allows them.
The Raiders are atrocious.
The Raiders are terrible, but it allows the Rams to go into Thursday night with the same sort of. I think there are 3 options going into the Raider game: lose to the Raiders, and very clarifying.
If you lose, done. Yeah.
Kupp is very likely down the road.
Maybe Stafford.
Matthew Stafford could potentially be down the road.
Tutu Atwell could be
and
on
you
there.
start maybe making some different decisions.
Correct.
There was also go against the Raiders and knock them up and down the field. It's like, hey, let's go. Feeling pretty good about this. Let's keep our guys
You're
together.
thinking different at the trade deadline.
Right.
Yes. Well, you got to beat Minnesota.
Then there was what actually happened, which was you won, but you squeaked by. You didn't look very good doing it, at least offensively. The defense was pretty good. But you just kicked the can down the road again for Minnesota,
okay,
right?
so you squeaked by the Raiders. Now, factor in Cardi having a bad day. So if he hits the extra, point and you hit the field goal, you win by what is that? Is that 4 points?
It's 4 more.
You win by 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's a 2-score game. Wouldn't you say that's a 2-score game?
Yeah.
That is a 2-score game.
It is.
That's a little bit better. So if you hit those field goals, it's a little bit different. So I think depending on how you play, if you beat Minnesota or if you lose close, I still might be all in on this group right now. I would try to supplement them at the trade deadline and get them some help and see if I can make a run at it because the NFC West is still wide open.
That's the silver lining.
This division is still wide open. It's still there for the taking for at least 3 teams.
The Niners don't look good.
No, but they're still in the mix though.
Give me the 3 teams. Who's out?
Arizona.
No, they're no more out than the Rams are.
I know. This is just me. And historically thinking, historically thinking,
record-wise, they're there.
They blew out the Rams, but historically thinking, and they haven't looked good since that victory. They've looked bad.
They have, and they look like they're actually getting worse as they go.
That's
through
what I'm saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Arizona's gonna continue to be
can't
Arizona.
kick them out and keep the Rams in. They're either both in or both out.
Their losses have been ugly.
They're either both in or both out.
How many bad losses have the Rams
the same team, right?
Like ugly losses.
The Rams?
Yes.
One.
And the Cardinals have been, since that one win, they haven't looked great at all.
In the words of Bill Parcells, you are what your record says you are.
Fair enough. Okay, so everybody in the division is still in the mix. But I would say San Fran, Seattle, and the Rams are still in it.
Here's what it is. Well, the Rams are in last place, just so we're clear.
So they're still in it, but they're in last place. The Cardinals are done.
Seattle is 4-3, and you get to play them in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Okay, so you got an opportunity there. San Francisco is 3-4, and Ayuk is down. No word on McCaffrey coming back anytime soon. They got problems.
I think they're falling.
Yep.
So that elevates the Rams.
I agree. Arizona is 2-4. The Rams are 2-4. Arizona beat the Rams by a lot. I agree with you that the Cardinals are impossible to figure. We'll see. We'll see them tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say no.
And you still have 4 more division games. You have both Seattle games and 2 games against.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you go out and you beat Minnesota, I'm supplementing what I have. I'm giving Matthew Stafford help.
If you beat Minnesota, you're very much in it.
You're in the mix.
You're 3-4, and you got Seattle next, which beat them. You're 4-4. You're right near the top of the division again.
Or if I lose close and they beat me by a field goal at the end.
Lose close, you're
done. I mean, if you had the game and something stupid happens and Minnesota lucks up and beats you.
You're 2-5, and depending on what happens with the other team, you're too far behind.
But you haven't even started your series with Seattle yet.
Yeah, 2-5 is you're cooked. And again, I think this is one of the very few times that it almost win by a goofy one. Cool, you're really
just
in it.
Win.
Lose even if it's by a whisker. Somebody makes a 55-yard field goal and you lose by a point. I still think with the record, with what you have, you got to make different decisions.
See, you've seen Major League, right?
Sure.
This is when you sit in the locker room. I guess there's only one thing left to do. We got to win the whole thing if you want to keep this group together. And that's what I see out of these guys in the locker room.
With a loss on Thursday at 2-5, there's a world where 9 wins wins the NFC West.
Right. Correct.
So they'd be 2-5. That's 10 games left. To get to 9, you'd have to go 7-3.
Yeah,
that's not.
This team
No, wait. Getting everybody else back, getting Cooper Kupp back.
But that's a lot of ifs
7-3 with everybody
getting
back.
Getting Puka Nacua back.
But then you get them back. How good are they going to be?
I saw 7-2 last year, or 7-1 last year. It can happen. It has happened. You can do it if you get everybody back healthy.
That's asking a lot.
Right? I know it's asking a lot.
That's asking a lot.
I know it's crazy, and I would say this. I feel you. Give me Minnesota. If I'm the coach, you're the front office, and you're saying, look, we're going to change up.
No.
Give me Minnesota.
100%.
Let me prove it to you that this team is still viable. If I beat Minnesota, you will help me at the deadline.
You bought. Oh, well, I mean, I guess it depends on what the cost is and what help you're talking about. You bought yourself another week. You bought yourself but at what cost? I think is always the question. But you earned the right to go play Minnesota to keep everybody here. Maybe there's an acquisition to be made along the way. Beat Minnesota. You still got 2 more games before the trade deadline. You've got 2 more left. So win, and hey, now we're having a very different conversation.
Let me throw
You're
one
back
more.
at 500.
What if we spank Minnesota?
Sure. Like I said, win by 1, win by 3 touchdowns. I don't think it matters a whole heck of a lot. The big problem, I think, and again, let's do this next.
Okay.
Are the Rams not good, or is it impossible to evaluate them right now considering how many people are gone? That's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
Greg, they don't call me Johnny Baseball for nothing.
That's exactly. Every time I think of what you're really good at, it's baseball.
Yep. The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
No, DeMarco, you're not. Pay attention.
Yeah, I got you.
When you're hiring, ZipRecruiter's technology makes finding qualified candidates for your easy. What if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Everyone knows Earl Hershiser has won numerous awards for his performance on the field.
But off the field, he's a great humanitarian, a true friend and partner of mine, and a real bulldog when it comes to business.
Baseball taught me to work hard and respect people. Rotolo Chevrolet does both, and that's why I joined the team.
Rotolo Chevrolet has been Dealer of the Year for 12 straight years. Like Oral, we know something about winning.
I believe they call that a dynasty.
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
One of LA's best kept secrets in the heart of Los Angeles, East Central Hotel offers effortless accommodations and unparalleled accessibility. The East Central Hotel is for everyone looking for entertainment with their trendy spacious rooms, a renovated gym, and a patio lounge for breakfast, dinner, and drinks. Stop by their incredible Nixo Lounge before your next event at LA Live. Book your stay at eastcentralhotel.com or call 213-748-1291 today at Entertainment's official address.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, LA, let's talk trash. Food waste, that is. Tossing your food scraps in the regular trash sends them to landfills where they release harmful gases like methane. Fight global warming by simply sorting your food scraps and placing them in your green bin. It's quick, it's easy, it helps protect our planet. Ready to do your part? Visit cleanla.com or call 888-CLEAN-LA for more tips. This message funded by Cal Recycle.
Going through a life change, whether you're downsizing, you've inherited a home, or you're just ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
Progressive presents Renter's MVP's Most Valuable Possessions. Today's MVP, Joe Fallon's bedroom mini fridge. Sure, this pint-sized chiller's max capacity is 3 soda cans, but what it lacks in stature, it makes up in cooling strength. Each beverage a perfect 37 degrees every time. And the 2 feet Joe walks to get a drink, priceless. That's why his mini fridge is today's MVP. Keep your most valuable possessions protected by bundling your renters and auto insurance with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
All right, so we've gone about an hour and 15 minutes into the show without really bringing this up. I know we did it partially, but no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Say it, please.
Maryland beat USC 29-28.
The Terrapins, right?
Yes, the Terrapins. We could talk about, the details of the game, etc., but that doesn't matter. Bottom line is USC lost to Maryland. They are now 1-4 in the Big Ten Conference. They are at the bottom. Only teams that are worse than them in the Big Ten is UCLA and Purdue.
Ooh.
How did we get here? Is the regret setting in, and will Lincoln Riley survive the year?
Yeah, he's going to survive the year. You can't fire him. You're not going to fire him mid-season.
I don't think so.
You
either.
wouldn't do that to your program.
They've done it before.
Yeah,
but I don't think they're going to do it either.
Yeah, that would set you back if you do that.
There's the famous Lane Kiffin tarmac firing from a few years ago.
DeMarco, they're already set back.
No, I mean that would set your whole program back big time. That's
sure.
Yeah, I mean, what precipitated the Lane Kiffin firing on
the
tarmac?
They got demolished by a very mediocre ASU team.
And before that,
they were just not.
That had to be your last
well.
chance.
Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. They landed, and he did not get out of the airport without losing
We're
his
not
job.
there yet. You just keep losing the teams you shouldn't lose to, and losing close doesn't matter. You still lost.
I don't think they're going to fire him in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
And I'll go a step further. I don't think they're going to fire him, period. I think he will be the coach of this team next year because there's a case to be made. It's a bad case. I'm not saying it's a compelling argument, but it is an argument. First year in the Big Ten, I did not have the guys that I need to have to compete in this conference. I miscalculated the personnel that I needed. Give me a chance to make this right and make another run.
Do you
at it.
believe that?
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either.
But I think it's an argument that you could say, okay,
that he would make.
So because keep in mind, Lincoln Riley makes a fortune. So if they're going to fire him, they're going to have to eat a fortune. I know that SC is a
I didn't
rich
think
school,
fortune was coming out of your mouth.
But yeah, he makes a fortune.
Yeah.
It might be a double F, but
a
freaking fortune.
No doubt.
They're not going to fire him during the regular season, but the end of the season is a possibility. I don't think so. But here's the thing: I know. Hey,
there's going to be some attractive
They had
people.
a double. They had a two-score advantage.
Yeah.
They blew another fourth quarter lead. There are only a handful of plays away from not only being in it, but from being, arguably
another game you should have won.
undefeated in the Big Ten. I don't care.
What do you mean?
I don't care. You're 1-4 in the conference.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't talk to me about a handful of plays that could have gone the other way.
No, you lost to Maryland. That's it.
You lost to Maryland.
You lost to Maryland. That's it. You have to wear it. Yeah.
They play Friday night. Here's what's going on Friday night in the city. Dodgers, Yankees, game 1 of the World Series. Okay, World Series, period, sentence, paragraph. Dodgers, Yankees World Series, forget it.
$1,000 tickets.
Lakers are playing their second home game of the season. They play the Phoenix Suns in L.A. at Crypto.com Arena.
Cult following.
On Friday night, SC plays Rutgers.
On Friday night?
On Friday night. At 8 o'clock at night on Friday night.
Please call us, whoever's going to that game. Please let us know.
Who's going? This is one of these things.
I can't imagine.
Give away tickets. Honestly, SC, go to boys and girls clubs, go to churches and synagogues.
Homeless shelters.
Just get people to come in.
Yes. This is where do you regret going to the Big Ten argument comes into play.
Do you think they do?
Absolutely. Now, this is embarrassing. Losing to Michigan is one thing in the Big House, and that was close. Losing to Minnesota, inexcusable. You must bounce back. What you've done is the opposite of that. You've gone deeper. You've just made yourself an embarrassment. You're losing to Maryland. Anybody that's played for SC has popped off on Twitter saying this is unacceptable. That's how you know this is bad.
When you had huge leads. You blew huge leads off of bad late game execution. And
again,
who does that fall on?
Lincoln Riley.
Yes, exactly.
This is all Lincoln Riley. Paul Feinbaum somewhere is smiling. Like me smiling at the board. Yes.
This is bad for SC the most, but do you know who just absolutely looks ridiculous in all of this? Like, just collectively ridiculous?
Who?
The Pac-12.
Oh, God, yes.
The
Don't
Pac-12.
get me started.
And look, my hand's in the air. I am a Pac-12 fan. I root for Pac-12 teams. I'm a West Coast guy, okay? I would argue on behalf of the Pac-12 for years and years.
Go ahead.
There's one team from the conference formerly known as the Pac-12 that is a good team, and now they're the number 1 ranked team in the country in Oregon, so they're a really good team. Nobody, not SC, not UCLA, not Utah, not Arizona, not
even
Arizona
Cal and
State,
Stanford.
not Washington, not Canton. Nobody else is even ranked in the top 25. That's humiliating. Everything they said about it.
Can't we go back? Can we just say we made a mistake?
NAIA football?
Can we just go back
Reverse.
just reconstitute the Pac-12?
Do you know a lot of people that are very excited to hand back large sums of money?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But clearly this is not working this year. This is bad.
How do you
this
fix
year.
it? Is this a personnel problem?
Yes, recruiting, transfer portal, NIL money. You're going to have to get Big Ten about your
They have money.
Your program.
SC has money.
Yes.
Okay, this isn't UCLA that does not have an NIL program to speak of, or at least nothing significant to speak of.
And politics aside, California is a destination spot for athletes.
Yep.
You can do this forever.
I get it. So the NIL pool is there.
Yes.
SC wants to be good at football.
They will be.
They want to be good at this. Them moving to the Big Ten they didn't wake up the day before the season started and said, oh, by the way, you're going to the Big Ten. They've known for a couple of years.
Yes.
This was not something that caught them by surprise.
I don't think this is the conference for Lincoln Riley.
Oregon very clearly made that transition and has made that transition really well. I get it. Purdue is literally the 18th team in an 18-team league.
You know, Oregon has been kind of a Big Ten team in the Pac-12 for years anyway.
I was just going to say, you know what Oregon has?
Yeah.
You know what
weather.
Well, yeah, but they've got pros. Watch their players. Watch their defensive linemen. Look at their secondary guys. Look at their offense. They've got NFL players up and down the roster.
They may not have the star, quote-unquote, Heisman quarterback, but they've had serviceable.
Phil Knight has done a great job. He's built that program up, and they get athletes. And you're going to have to steal those from them if you want to be good at USC. And that's all about NIL, and that's about transfer portal, and that's about building your program. But I'll say this, and I'm not the only
But you're
one.
gonna have to get somebody to sell it, DeMarco.
I'm not the only one that thinks this. I'm not sure if the Big Ten is Lincoln Riley's conference. It's a different brand of ball.
Just because it's more rugged?
It's more, his style is more Big 12, wide open, let's throw the ball all over the place. This is let's pack it in and beat you till you quit. This is different.
Can he coach that?
So far, what do you think?
Yeah.
So far, no. You've lost 3 close ones. That's what this
in demoralizing fashion.
Yes.
And like I said at the beginning of this, I'm disinterested in the context of this for the most part because, look, USC, like the Dodgers, like the Yankees, like take the Dallas Cowboys, take your pick of some of the more the Lakers, quite frankly. There is no context. Are you good? No. Okay, then I don't. Then fix it.
Right.
Yeah, but we don't. No. I don't want to hear your excuse. I don't want the backstory. SC should be good at football. Period. You're not.
Yes, I know.
So if you're in charge of football, I'm going to find somebody who is in charge of it. And the question comes: do they want to eat the money? Do they believe? Do they believe what you said, which is, look, dude,
or you know what's in front of you now.
This isn't for you.
Or you know what's in front of you now. You know what Big Ten ball's about now. So retool and get ready and attack
the
Big
Maryland
Ten style.
thing. But the Maryland thing is inexcusable. Like, I get it. If you were to come off the Penn State game and now your next stop is in, Ohio State, or even kind of one of those middle tier, like a Michigan State or an Iowa, one of those teams that's kind of in the middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Okay. Maryland,
I know.
And by the way, you got another dreg of the conference, and Rutgers coming in. And I think
better
I think
wipe the floor with Rutgers.
What difference does it make?
You just have
no,
to.
I get
to
it.
Save your image,
but
whatever's left of it.
If you lose, it can get worse. Let's say they beat Rutgers by 4 touchdowns. Does anybody go, hey, they're back? No, it's like, dude, who cares?
No, but
it's
at
Rutgers.
least you didn't lose to Rutgers. If you lose to Rutgers, then go ahead and fire the guy now.
What's funny,
because you're going nowhere.
Fox booked both, so they have the World Series Game 1 starting at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and they have the 8 p.m. Pacific time start of the USC-Rutgers game. They were trying to get both New York and L.A. involved in this, but I think they're going to be surprised by how few people want to watch USC play Rutgers.
You're going to find out. And there's some good high school games, too.
There's high school games. Look.
On Friday, right?
SC football.
Bosco Modern Day Friday. East LA Classic is going to be at SoFi, Garfield and Roosevelt.
So
and by the way, DeMarco,
the
USC Washington game now is going to be at 4:30 on the Big Ten Network.
Oof.
They just got it sent right now, the release.
That's
November
sad.
2nd at Washington, kickoff 4:30 live.
Wow.
Big Ten Network.
You're looking live
That's
at the Big
sad.
Ten Network.
What channel is that?
So we got Bosco, Modern Day, or we can go to SC Rutgers. Which one are we going to? Whichever one serves beer.
And Garfield
everywhere,
Roosevelt.
Look, DeMarco, if you get creative enough, everywhere
serves
There's not a place that you want to go that you can't have a beer.
Stay with me, my man. Garfield Roosevelt's going to have Will.i.am performing, too. At SoFi.
Oh, that's right.
I thought it was all Black Eyed Peas.
It is all Black Eyed Peas.
Is it all of it now?
Yeah.
Well, Will went to
At
Roosevelt.
a high school game?
Okay.
Well, Will went to Roosevelt. He grew up in the Estrada course.
But a high school football game has the Black Eyed Peas.
Well, the Garfield Roosevelt is a huge game.
But have they fallen that far, the Black Eyed Peas?
No,
or
no,
is this
no,
game
no,
that
no,
huge?
no. He's alum.
You went to Kennedy High School, right?
Yes.
Like, if Kennedy High School said to you, would you like to come back and do an event for us?
I'm not the Black Eyed Peas.
Okay, but
of course I go back.
So he went to Roosevelt High.
Yeah.
East LA Classic. Garfield against Roosevelt is the biggest game west of the Mississippi. Gets about 25,000 people. They used to play at the Coliseum. Now, SoFi
is 25,000.
Maybe.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay, there you go.
So Will is an alumni, and
Yeah.
he is huge alumni. He participates in a lot of stuff. So this is a big event. So it's not that they're falling. It's more of they're letting them do it.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm
DeMarco,
also
you're not,
sorry.
You're not, pay attention.
Yeah, I got you.
When was the last Black Eyed Pea hit?
Just let it
Years
be.
ago.
Man.
12 years ago.
I got a
guys.
feeling,
12
right?
years ago.
But when you have an alumni who still represents your school,
But you're not
That's
saying
true.
they have fallen off. They are not the same level of they were.
They are
in
doing
the
a high school football
mid-2000s.
game,
Yeah,
right,
exactly.
yeah.
It's not just a game. It's the biggest.
Beyonce
event
is not
right
coming
there.
to her high school
Yeah.
football game and doing a show.
Yeah, neither is Ariana Grande.
Did she go
Like,
to high
let's
school?
go.
Did she go to high school?
I'm sure
I think
she
she did. Okay. Did she graduate?
Why not? Why wouldn't she come?
Well, she's Beyonce.
I understand.
She's
She's
not
better
doing high
things to do
school.
with her time.
Yeah, that's.
If she
We're
had
not
a
doing high school
positive-
shows.
If you had a good experience and you like it and you're why not?
She'll show up at the game
That's
and
what I
like
mean.
say
How
I'm
about-
here.
Shout
and
out to
wave.
Will.i.am for supporting the damn
Yeah,
kids.
yeah.
Yes.
No. The Black Eyed Peas are
And
doing
shout out
a
to
show.
Nike for supporting the
Taylor
uniforms.
Swift is not going to Hendersonville High.
At
She
all.
should
to perform.
She
She's
should
not
go-
going to.
She should.
She's not going
Why
to do
wouldn't
that.
she?
You'll lose money.
Because
When do you just say, okay, nothing that mattered to me matters anymore?
Yeah.
When does that happen?
Go back. Always go back
When
to
you
your
become
roots.
when you become a
Yes.
billionaire.
Exactly. When you become a billionaire.
When you become a billionaire. That's
Why not?
Even more of a reason
That's
to
when
go
you can
back.
That's
say
when you
I don't
really
have
gotta
to
go.
go.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's when you go and say, look, I came from here. You can get to this place too.
Or here's the check.
Both. The presence is more important than the check.
100%. Well, they're both
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
Wait, you
Look,
can't-
the PA voice of Dana Hills High School right now. He's
Wait,
going back.
hold on. Do the Black Eyed Peas look great for doing this, or do they look like they're
course.
desperate?
I
They look
thought
great.
it.
You're not from here. You don't understand,
No, it's
man.
not that.
It's
If-
a huge deal because communities like Boyle Heights and East LA, people forget where they usually
Yeah.
come from. So make sure you
Whether it's Boyle
What you
Heights,
hating
East
about?
LA, or whether it's Bel Air or anyone else, if you come from a place and it was important to you and it matters to you, I don't care where you get
You go
to
back
or where
to
you come from, you
Fredericksburg
go
and they're
back.
running a parade for you,
That's
Emily.
how you do
The
it.
whole point of making it is so you can look down.
Taylor's
on
going to get a
Yeah.
parade.
Garrett.
I do kind of dig that. I'm not
Support
gonna
your
lie.
local schools, damn it.
Come
Factor
on.
Cap with the ultimate hater coming up next. Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Someday you'll be calling up George and be like, hey, hey, remember me?
Right.
It's Cappy.
Yeah.
The Raiders finally won.
You remember back in 2024 when we made that bet?
Wait, what did you turn into Count Dracula?
No, I turned into an old Jewish guy
Okay.
sitting at home. You know what I mean?
It was the day before I dressed up as Elton John.
You remember that day that I was supposed to dress up like Elton John? You hear Dracula? Really?
Yes, it's very Dracula.
It was 1,000%
No,
Dracula.
it's actually not
it's
even
not
Dracula.
even Dracula.
It's actually worse.
No,
it's Count Chocula.
It's Dracula. No, not Dracula.
It's the Count from like Sesame Street.
No.
1, 2, 3 Super Bowls for the Raiders.
That's really what it is.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
Just like in sports, you can never predict an accident. It will come when you least expect it. Travis Rogers here with DeMarco Farr to tell you about our friend, Joseph S. Normand.
If you're in any accident, call Joseph at 213-747-2000. The team at Normand Legal is ready to help you and achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Joseph at 213-747-2000 or visit normandlegal.com. You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000, the law office of Joseph S. Normand.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Come watch one of the most iconic rivalries in high school football when the 89th annual East LA Classic comes to SoFi Stadium on Friday, October 25th. The East LA Classic, presented by LA Bowl and hosted by Gronk and the LA Rams, is the homecoming game for both Roosevelt and Garfield High. The game will also feature a special halftime performance by the Black Eyed Peas. Get your tickets now by visiting SoFiStadium.com/events.
the Home Depot, we know you can't control everything, like when your guests arrive too early for Saturday college football. But you can control your grill. With the Traeger Timberline XL, you can watch the game, not the grill. Monitor your football feast from anywhere using the Traeger app. With the Timberline XL, you can bake, smoke, sear, fry, and saute. That's Desmond Howard level versatility.
Huddle up, the food's done.
Defend your game time with Traeger and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Here we go. It is Factor Cap time.
Factor Cap.
On the Travis and DeMarco Show. Each weekday around 10:30, producer Emily serves up what's going down, and fun and frivolity ensues. Special thanks to the law offices of Joseph S. Normand for making Factor Cap possible.
It's Joseph S. Normand. It's Factor Cap on the Travis and DeMarco Show on 710 ESPN. And if you've been hurt in an accident, let me help you. Call my office at 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000.
Let's do it. Factor Cap.
Right now. Take it away, producer Emily.
Welcome to Factor Cap.
I am a transplant,
Uh-huh.
as is 20% of this city, okay? I get it.
Team Emily. Team Emily.
Two, y'all sound old thinking that the Black Eyed Peas are relevant. Just saying.
We're not saying that, Emily. Calm down.
That
There
has
you go.
nothing to do with it.
They have fallen off. They are not the same level they were. That's the question.
They're just not hot. They're
They're
still
not
the
hot.
Black Eyed Peas.
I love Cherry.
Taylor
Don't-
Swift
don't-
is hot.
Don't
Beyonce's
ever let
hot.
them know
Don't
they
wait
got
till
you. Never give it up.
It's been 15 years since the Black Eyed Peas have been relevant.
Don't wait
Let's
till
just say
Taylor
that.
Swift falls off, too. 'cause
And I'm sure she will.
soon-
They all do.
Travis.
Is that their last hit?
No, I'm sure there's
Oh,
been something else,
okay.
but I can't remember a name of one.
This is where I don't give a damn.
What, the song?
About any of this music
Oh.
stuff.
Yes, exactly.
Go
It's
back
for the kids.
Go back where you come from and take care of the next group.
There you go.
That's the message. That's
Each one
the
teach
message.
one.
Yes.
He ain't heavy.
There
Yes.
you go.
Are they getting paid? I'm sure they are.
No.
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 It's not the point.
Maybe the
You're
other
doing,
Ps
They're
are.
not doing it to get, hey, I want to take $5 out
Maybe
of a
the other
Garfield
two
high
Ps.
school
He
kid's
did it last year
pocket.
at the Coliseum, too.
Yeah.
So it's a big...
Well, to get Apple the app to show up, you got to pay him something.
No.
That's the other guy from the Black Eyed Peas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apple the app.
They all-
Apple
they
the
all
app.
sound like
Apple the
cholos,
app.
That's
too,
the
man.
Filipino one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then there's the long-haired one. I forgot his name.
I don't know.
Anyways.
All right.
Community work.
But go,
Team
have
Emily.
fun. Go to the East LA Classic. Have a great time.
Yeah,
High school
so
football
fun.
Emily
rocks.
will not be
You guys
there.
got a free
I
ticket for
won't.
Emily? Everybody got a ticket for her. She wants
I
to
have
see
my
the
friend's
Black Eyed
birthday.
Peas.
I'm not going to be going
There'll be-
to any sporting
Emily,
event.
there'll be tequila there for you. Relax.
There
We
you
got
go.
Slay.
Slay.
Okay, so obviously Dodgers are going to the World Series. Fantastic, amazing, and obviously every time a baseball team advances, they have their big celebration in the clubhouse. And so this is Kike Hernandez talking
no.
to Sportsnet LA, about a bunch of
Plug
stuff.
your ears, kids.
This is Kike.
We are live. What I want to say about this team, I can't because I get in trouble. But you guys saw the other interview. That's how I feel about this team.
All right.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
And also, this is probably approximately 15 minutes after the end of a game.
That's fast.
And so it reminds me of Max Scherzer
Sure.
getting immediately blackout drunk 5 seconds later.
Wow.
My statement, though, is you can get this drunk that fast.
Is that a challenge?
Travis,
He may not have
Factor
been drunk.
Cap.
He may not have been drunk.
Fact.
Yeah.
Fact. Look, if you are already high on emotions, high on euphoria,
Adrenaline,
high
yeah.
on adrenaline, high on just, I can't believe we accomplished what we accomplished. And then you put in a bunch of beers, a bunch of shots, a bunch of whatever, like bang, 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 bang. You're going to be in a good mood very, very quickly. And I'm sympathetic to Scherzer. I'm sympathetic to Kike in that cut because if I've had a drink or two,
Yeah.
I can get a little slurry. So when you hear him going, I'm like, hang in there, Kike. You're going to be all right. You're going to come out the other side.
Wait a minute. How
And he's leaning all over Vassay, having a great time.
how
shirtless.
long after the game was that?
I would venture to say roughly 20
minutes?
minutes. Yeah.
That's cap. That's impossible. You can't get that.
Try me.
You can't get that sloppy in 20 minutes.
Try me.
Really? In
Yep.
20 minutes?
Sure.
No way.
Off of beer. Off of
no,
They started with shots.
No, there's
They
shots
started
there.
with
That
shots.
was-
There's
they
shots
did?
in there.
Started with shots.
Oh, then that's fact.
Yeah,
then.
but-
Oh, yeah. Okay, fact. Yeah.
There's
Okay.
some Don Julio running
Yeah,
around there.
for
bro.
Beto, what do you think?
Go with me to a quinceañera, girl. Jorge knows. We all
Bautizo.
know.
Let's go to Bautizo together.
I have coolers for kids' parties.
Yes,
Wow.
but it's a long time. You're not going to do that in 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
You got to pace yourself. It's a long day.
Yeah, that's cute.
Hit
Pace
a
yourself.
double transfusion at the turn with two Modelo's and try me out.
But a lot of it has to do
want
having covered those ceremonies for so many years. Remember, by the time the TV crews and the radio people are allowed in there, they've already been in there for 15 minutes
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
on their own. So we don't know when Vassay got to him. By the way, great job I did Vassay
Oh,
yesterday
yeah,
at
yeah.
Sports Net, the interviews that he did. Fantastic work.
Definitely watch the Honeywell and Muncie one if you haven't
Yeah.
gotten the
Oh,
chance.
good.
It's
Great.
amazing.
Yeah.
Muncie gave some great information about that also. But no, you could definitely get twisted. Remember,
One shot
TJ's not
every
the
3
biggest
minutes.
guy.
One shot every 3
Maybe
minutes.
175, somewhere around there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Jorge.
Every time you're celebrating, there's
Yeah.
don't put a time limit to it. Just go have fun.
And you're
Don Julio kicks in.
The big
You're already
time.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Jason Kelsey was at the Miami Eras Tour this weekend with his daughter. It's very cute, but it's going.
Wait, the who? The what?
The Kelsey brothers, the
No,
center.
but what tour?
Era.
Oh, I think we know. But he's
Taylor Swift.
He's going
okay.
viral for looking like he's asleep at the suite. And I think that's just a dad. That's a dad taking a nap when you get a second. You're there with your daughters. It's probably been a hectic day to get them all dressed, get them to the stadium and everything. So you can dad nap anywhere.
Oh,
DeMarco,
facts.
Factor Cat.
I dad napped at Selena Gomez.
No, did you really?
My daughter's first show, the older one. Her
Okay.
first
Staples
concert
Center?
was no. This is in St. Louis. Selena Gomez came to town, fell right asleep, and did not care. We got her there. It was a mess. Took forever. So on a school night.
And you know what?
Yes.
She probably doesn't care.
No.
She's there for Selena Gomez,
She had a
and you
blast.
get up and
I'll bring
yeah.
the pictures. She's
I
dancing.
like
She's
to
got the
see
whole
those.
things. I'm knocked out sleep. Absolutely. Fact.
Beto?
Yes.
Absolutely. That's why you drop the kid off early for soccer, and then you take the little nap there. Also, when they were younger, the movies. Beautiful. That's a good nap time at the movies. Oh, you want to watch Smurfs? Sure.
Go ahead.
Got you, mija.
You're paying $20 for a nap.
We're renting the seats. Yes.
Emily, $20 is cheap for a nap.
Dang right.
Jeff?
It's Cap for me.
Oh.
I have almost all of the dad superpowers.
Yeah.
Like, you get those things where you can, you can show up when you need to. You can pop up in the middle of the night. You can, dad strength, all that kind of stuff. Like I have that. The one thing I have never been able to figure out how to do is fall asleep like that. I can't sleep sitting up. I can't sleep in a chair. I can't sleep on an airplane.
Oh,
Can't
wow.
sleep in a movie
That's
theater.
terrible.
Can't sleep. Can't do it.
Oh, man,
I
I'm
need to be
sorry.
lying down to do it. I wish I had the superpower. I really do.
What do you need, like
but
the perfect temperature and
no,
the eyes covered up and all
I
that?
could lay down on the floor right there and fall
yeah.
out like that. But if I sat in this chair, I could not have slept for 4 days. I won't fall asleep in a chair.
If I could
can't do
find
it.
a way to sleep at Dave & Buster's, that would be so perfect. I can just let her go in there. I can just
I'm
sleep.
still going
I
there,
wish
huh?
I had it,
She
but I
loves
don't have it.
Yes.
Jorge?
Cat for me. I'm not there yet. My kid doesn't want to do anything. She don't want to dance.
Okay,
I'm like,
but
great.
you took a nap at Travis's in like 5
But,
seconds.
but
was
we were
the kid wasn't
drinking.
dollar
But we were
induced.
drinking.
The kid
Took
wasn't
a nap
there.
at
My kid
Travis's?
wasn't there.
I probably think Jason Kelsey's had a few beers as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And those couches are beautiful.
Oh,
Those
my
couches
God.
are comfortable.
We're sitting there. It was SC Notre Dame last year,
Uh,
right?
Last year.
And
Okay.
last year, and all of a sudden, Chris is over. I got a group of my friends over, and Jorge's there, and we're having a good time. And the next thing we know, Jorge is knocked out in the
Attaboy.
corner of the
Great
couch.
sleep, right?
Just
Oh,
out.
beautiful.
That means he loves you.
Emily didn't want to go that day.
Mouth open, knocked out.
That means
Nah,
he loves you. He
got a better
trusts
offer.
you. I can fall
She
asleep.
got a better
Orange
offer.
County's different. Huh?
Yeah, man.
You got to be careful when you're over there. Like, you can't turn here.
I used to be afraid to fall asleep at parties. Wake up with no eyebrows.
Yeah, that's
See?
not cool.
That's
Yeah,
college, though.
I know.
That's
Well,
not
it's
cool.
beyond.
Old man
Yeah.
Travis ain't doing that.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna get you a blanket. Make sure you're comfortable. Yeah, dude. What I'm gonna do? I'm off you a bed. Hey, got a room
I
over
might
here.
put a
Knock-
BS
knock it
somewhere in
out.
permanent
throw
marker.
pillow.
Yeah, exactly.
So there are some trends in sports that you can believe or not believe. There's obviously context to every trend, and so I'll do these two that I kind of popped up over the weekend. So the idea in NFL that the last unbeaten team tends to not win the Super Bowl. So the last one to do that was the 2006 Colts, and the Chiefs right now are the last unbeaten team. They're the last team to lose. And so that's one of the trends that, hey, maybe look at that and that they won't end up winning. Another trend is that's going on right now with the Lions. So if you play the Lions the week after that team
beat
loses.
you up, yeah.
So, especially on a short week for the Vikings. So, the only team that we don't know for sure the data on is the Cowboys because they've had a bye week last week, and so who knows if they'll lose the following week. So, again, that's another trend. Can take it or leave it. But my statement is, you believe in these like weird sports trends. Like, if this happens, then that happens.
Oh, yeah.
DeMarco, Factor Cap.
I got to go Cap. I don't believe in the trends like that. But Detroit, I do believe in. They just beat you up. But I've heard that before that, back in the day with the Cowboys. When you lost to the Cowboys with Emmitt Smith, they beat you up for 2 weeks. The Denver Broncos were like that. They beat you up for 2 weeks. But I got to say this about Detroit, man. If Jared Goff continues and he wins the MVP and they win the Super Bowl, then you might have won the trade.
Those are not off the table either.
Yeah, he's been balling, and they've been good. So, yes, I don't.
Trev?
Yeah, Cap.
Cap, No, I think the one that DeMarco's talking about, the Detroit one, I don't know if that's much as a trend as it is an explanation of how Detroit plays football. But that, like, I did this one, and Mason and Ireland looked at me like I'd lost my mind. There was a weird one. I'm not going to get it exactly right. If you beat the Brewers in the playoffs, you won the World Series.
Yeah.
And it was just, that's just weird coincidence more than anything else. And obviously it's not the Mets beat the Brewers this year. They didn't win the World Series. It's not true anymore. But no, most of those are just weird coincidences, and they're usually very small samples. I have like 3 or 4 times in a row.
Right.
But the Lions thing is an explanation.
Well, the last unbeaten team, too, that's been, 15 years at this point? 18 years at this point?
I didn't even know they tracked that.
Before 2006, though, it was pretty oftentimes the last unbeaten team would win.
So the last unbeaten team does not win the Super Bowl?
Right.
Since 2006.
Didn't know that.
Beto.
Oh, it's fact. The reason they track this is, you know me, it's because of the gambling. So you listen to any of the gambling shows or any of the sharps, they're always going to go back to these obscure stats that they find. Anything that can move the line, half a marker or whatever it is that they can do. So you start looking at it, small sample size like the Brewers one, kind of quirky. You go back over 10 years, you start doing things, and the players don't know about this, the teams don't know about it, but the people that make money off of it pay attention to it. So that's why I'm going with fact.
Wow.
Jorge?
I'm going with Cap. No matter what they do, Mexico will never make it to the 5th game. So I'm going to go with Cap.
Wow.
Period.
And 3.
We won our friendly against Los Estados Unidos.
We, us, or them. Which one is it?
Trev, during the friendlies, you like, they're
I know, I knew that, but it's when our team wins, it feels good.
Wait, who?
El Tri.
Tri.
Whose
Come on,
team?
man.
Mexico.
Jorge, Travis, Beto.
No, I don't claim them. I'm Argentinian.
Our team? Or,
I'm Team Mexico.
We'll get you a jersey too, DeMarco.
No. That's his.
That's my deal.
Their?
Our. Yeah.
No, yours.
Yeah. Our. Ustedes.
Safety reasons.
Nosotros. That's right. Yes, indeed. Factor Caps brought to you by the law offices of Joseph S. Normand. You have many choices in your legal team, but family always comes first. Call 213-747-2000. 213-747-2000. The law offices of Joseph S. Normand. And, of course, you can go online at normandlegal.com. That's Nourmand, normandlegal.com. 213-747-2000. We never got to it, DeMarco. The Rams and their offense. Is this a they don't have their guys, or it's a they don't have any guys? That's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Take a sip of sunshine this season with Milagro Tequila. What's up, guys? It's D-Far. Milagro Tequila is made from 100% blue agave, crafted for bright flavor and exceptional smoothness. Enjoy the freshest margaritas with Milagro Silver, mix up some palomas with Reposado, or simply sip Milagro Añejo on the rocks. Milagro at your favorite retailer, in stores, and online. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila. Milagro Tequila. Must be 21 and over. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey guys, it's Cappy here, and I want to talk about my friend Avner Gatt, a
ESPN
public
LA and
adjuster.
Beverly
Now,
Hills Ortho are
many of you
teaming up
guys have
'cause we
asked
wanna
me
know
why
who's
Avner Gatt,
smiling
what makes
in
his team
SoCal.
so
Go to
unique at
ESPNLA.com
handling
and
insurance
nominate
claims.
who
So
you think
let me tell you something. I've been
is
working with
making LA
Avner's
a
team
better
for a
place.
while.
Could
I
be
can
a
tell you
mentor,
this.
a teacher, a coach, a
Avner
good
Gatt has a
Samaritan, or you can
dynamic
nominate
team
yourself.
that's highly
You could
effective
win
and
prizes
successful
like sweet
because
tickets,
these
Sonic
folks come
Care
from a
electric
very
toothbrushes,
diverse
whitening
background
treatment, or the grand
in the
prize
insurance industry.
in
For example, some of them
Enter
used to
now
work for insurance
at
companies before they joined
ESPNLA.com
Avner's team.
and
Yes, they
remember,
actually chose to
you're
switch sides when they
always
realized the
smiling at Beverly
effectiveness
Hills Ortho.
of Avner's team's work. Some of them used to be in the restoration business, rebuilding homes after disasters. Some of them used to be in the contents handling business, moving homeowners' belongings to a safe place for restoration and storage. Some of them were experts in hazardous materials handling, like asbestos and lead testing. That was their daily work. And some of them were members of law firms handling bad faith claims and general business disputes. You see, diversification is the name of the game. When you are represented by Avner Gatt's team, you have the entire team's experience and know-how by your side. No one, and I mean no one, messes with Avner Gatt and his team. So call Avner Gatt right now, 818-917-5256, 818-917-5256. That's AvnerGatt.com, AVNERGAT, AvnerGatt.com. When you call him directly, Avner Gatt and his family, they take the calls themselves. Avner Gatt says, hello.
At Hyundai, we make a big deal about the little things, like the little fact that 9 Hyundai vehicles have earned IIHS top safety picks this year, and offering a little thing called America's Best Warranty, because delivering safety and quality, pretty big deal. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer today. Hyundai, there's joy in every journey.
Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on the Hyundai Tucson and Tucson Hybrid. See your SoCal Hyundai dealer. Offers end October 31st. Call 714-568-7676 for details.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text POWER to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text POWER to 42424. That's POWER to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
No, DeMarco, you're not. Pay attention.
Yeah, I got you.
And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN, your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
How far
remix
into today?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe even a little bit into Friday, before my apprehension for the Dodgers comes back. Because right now I'm
You're
so
happy.
I'm incredibly happy.
Because you didn't talk about the last couple segments.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it
I'd
is.
say by Wednesday.
You have to enjoy this
I
week,
am.
Travis.
You know what was weird about the CS? I really wasn't sweating it too often because they kept scoring runs.
Yeah.
They never had a period where, like, hey, Mookie and Ohtani and Muncy and Teo, they're all cold. Like, Teo was cold. Will Smith was cold, minus a couple of home runs. This guy's cold, but Muncy was hot the whole time. Ohtani was maybe not hot, but he was getting on base a lot. Mookie was screaming hot.
Yeah.
Teo got hot last night. Edman was hot through the whole thing. They never had that lull where, hey, this could end before they had a chance to get hot again. Like, they've been hot pretty much the entire postseason, maybe starting like Game 3 against Padres.
You shouldn't be this tense over a team this good. But I think you've been through this before.
You're new here, huh?
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, you shouldn't be this tense with a team this good and a payroll that high, but you've been through this before.
But they're payroll Glasnow, unavailable. Payroll Yamamoto for a good chunk of the season, unavailable. Payroll Ohtani, half of what he brings you, he's unavailable. Obviously, the offense.
No doubt. I'm just thinking from a small market perspective. Like, this is where you want to be. Like, what are you
Yeah.
stressing over? You've got so many good players.
Stressing over the randomness of what we've seen over the last 10 years or so. The Dodgers have been the best team in baseball many, many times over the last 10 or 12 years. They've won the World Series once in that window.
Yeah.
The best team
Ben, how
doesn't
many?
always win. This will be their fourth trip.
Fourth time. So you've been, yeah.
They've been. It's not that they haven't been good, but they haven't finished the show, and they still haven't finished the show yet. We'll see what it looks like. But you know what's weird? Like, what have we talked about, Beto? And what have you heard me complain about, DeMarco? This devotion and this insistence on sticking to the plan, the math. That this is how we play.
Works,
we don't
man.
bunt. We don't
Yeah.
do this. It's working this time.
Yeah.
And even in the short sample, it's worked. These really, what do you want to call them? Atypical pitching days. Right?
Yeah.
When they went to Julio as, a middle guy a couple of years ago, it's like, what are you doing? Either start him or close him. He's had success in both of those. Why are you overthinking this? When Kopech went to the mound to start last night, I'm like,
weird.
What do we do? Really?
But it's weird looking at it, but you're used to it now.
A little bit, but to start, like Brazier is an opener. Okay. Knack is an opener. Okay. Like you kind of get used to guys in certain spots. All of their creativity has hit. Like none of those relievers have really had a super bad day. There's been less than perfect, but put Tommy Edman in 4.
Yeah.
He hits a double and a 2-run home run. Put this guy here. Take Freddie. Dodgers didn't lose a game without Freddie Freeman. And with Freddie Freeman out, they didn't lose.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to go like that. Like all of their replacement stuff has worked beautifully.
Their biggest thing is their computers and their think tank. They have a great system. We don't know who these kids are. We don't know who is running the think tank. There's a big organization that you have no access to them. You don't know what they look like. On their Dodger website, if you go and you click on the bios, it'll have the front office staff who's working, and all of a sudden you'll just see these random names, and it says analyst. Analyst. It's like about 15, 20 of them right there. And then there's more to that. So they decided to start Kopech, not because it's the gut feeling. That doesn't happen anymore.
That's what the numbers say.
The numbers said you use him against these 3 batters.
Yep.
And that's why he started.
Yep.
The situations of who's pitching in what inning. These guys are pouring, and ladies are pouring over the information all day.
They are. But the difference this year is it's working.
Yes.
Where the data would tell you,
I hate that.
pitch Julio in don't bring him in until the 3rd inning for the exact
and he's
same
only allowed
reason.
32 pitches.
Right. And the weird thing was, but the game is blowing up on us before we get a chance to do it.
You gotta stick to it.
Nope, stick to it. And this time, the plan worked. That Kopech wasn't great last night, but he was fine. It worked out. Next guy, fine. Next guy, fine. What makes it challenging is, hey, Bobby Miller's starting for tonight. Yeah, he's getting his head caved in. Now what? And it's like, okay, we can't go to the next guy until it's time to go to the next guy. And with Flaherty, they let him go out there and get his head kicked in way longer than you would have had it been a gut sort of thing, for lack of a better word. And it worked. And in a short series, in a short period of time, that doesn't always go that way, and so far it has. That's what's so refreshing.
And you have these situations where you're looking at the lineup.
Yes. I'm sorry, go ahead.
The what?
Precogs. The movie Minority Report. Have you seen that with Tom Cruise?
Mm-hmm.
There's these oracles that sit in water, and they tell you crime before it happens. That's what it sounds like when you're describing the Dodgers at the top. These people that you don't know making these decisions.
Well, that's all organizations now. I mean, it's starting to creep into basketball. It's in football. You have a lot of different situations. Because how many times now are like, they're going for 2 at this situation because something on that card told the coaches why to go for 2 in certain situations.
But we do this in football. I can't stand when coaches go to the card when you're trying to decide if you're going to go for 2 or not. What's the game telling you? What's in front of you? What do you see with your eyes?
But that's what the statistics are telling you. That's what the numbers are
I don't want to go off a card.
Hey, Antonio Pierce. I don't know if that was written on your card yesterday or not, but
taking the field goal.
Thank you.
It worked. He got the ball back, sorta.
But they lost.
I know.
But that's what the modern sports world is.
I can't stand it.
You can now get degrees in these sports analytics right there.
It should be a part of what you do. It should be a part of every decision you
make. It should inform your decisions, but it shouldn't make your decisions.
This is why all the callers that come in or the people on social media, they need Tommy Lasorda to rile them up. Tommy would not have been a manager.
Tommy would have to bend to this.
Tommy would never get hired.
Then you'd have to fire him, or you wouldn't hire him.
You would never hire him.
Managers are gone after 3 seasons.
You would never I'm trying to think. They're Boshi,
But he adapted.
Ron Washington. I'm trying to think of some guys that are like old school guys.
But now they're starting to come back to the old school
Wouldn't
guys.
take the job.
But those guys are also adapting to the modern world.
Ozzie Guillen.
No, never.
Never.
I'm surprised he's still on TV.
Yeah. He wants to fight everybody every day.
But he's funny. Come on, he's funny.
He was, not when you're losing 120.
Yeah, this is true.
So I think what happens next is this is why it's so scary.
Enjoy the moment, Travis.
I am.
Enjoy this week.
But all of this stuff goes back to zero on Friday night.
Okay. But this week, enjoy this week.
Well,
we want happy Trav at least through Wednesday.
Who's more dangerous, Padres or the Yankees?
Let's talk about that coming up next.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's talk about that coming up next.
Good one.
It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN. 2 Monday night games tonight. 2. I love double Monday night. At first, I'm like, Monday Night Football, 2 of them, I don't know if I like it. I like it even more now because that's twice of your opportunities to play a little Prize Picks. Take a Monday night game and make it even more fun with Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It really is that easy with Prize Picks. Let's talk about a couple of these games tonight. Baker Mayfield, 259.5 yards, more or less. Mayfield's had a great season. That's a lot. I'm going less with Baker Mayfield. Lamar Jackson tonight, 231.5 yards. Let's go less there. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think that Derrick Henry gets a lot. Let's go a little bit less with Lamar Jackson. That's Prize Picks in a nutshell. Pick more, pick less. And if you pick 4 right, you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. So put the app on your phone. Put the Prize Picks app on your phone and put in the code 710. And when you do that, you're going to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. You don't even have to win the $5 lineup. You get the $50 no matter what. But you can't do it if you don't play. Put the app on your phone. Put Prize Picks on your phone. Use the code 710 and run your game with Prize Picks.
And Ireland.
Greg, they don't call me Johnny Baseball for nothing.
That's exactly. Every time I think of what you're really good at, it's baseball.
Yep. The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Choosing the right candidates for any office can be difficult.
My office has lots of drama.
My office has its ups and downs.
I share my office.
But no matter what kind of office you have, one thing's for certain. If you're hiring, you need ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology finds the most qualified candidates for your roles fast, and you can invite your top choices to apply. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So, for any kind of office,
I'm really going places in my office.
My office has everything you could ever want.
count on ZipRecruiter to find the right candidates for it. Try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/LA. That's ZipRecruiter.com/LA. ZipRecruiter.com/LA.
Hi, it's LeBron. The Lakers play here.
710 ESPN.
KSPN, Los Angeles.
A good karma brands radio station. And yes, welcome to the Travis and DeMarco Show. Now mornings, 9 a.m. to noon on 710 ESPN. Your destination for LA sports. Let's get back to the fellas. The Travis and DeMarco Show continues right now.
Get you love drunk off my hump. Coming to a high school near you.
SoFi on Saturday. My John, look at DeAndre back there. You don't know about no Black Eyed Peas. Parker and DeAndre dancing behind Emily.
It was really fun during my middle school dance in like 2006.
Yeah, wait till Taylor Swift is playing Pachanga pretty soon. We'll be all right.
Oh, no, it's great. I will be nostalgic like you guys all are.
Yeah, I love the local news right now.
I couldn't name a Black Eyed Peas song. I need to make this very clear. I could care less
Shocker.
if they're the hottest or nothing. I don't care.
Shocker.
I'm saying that if you are good, you go back to your high school and you do it.
Yeah.
Where's the love?
That's it.
Where's the love?
That's it.
Represent
That's
for
the
Boyle
love.
Heights and East LA. Man.
Yes, absolutely.
But I love the local news right now. They send the reporter, 11 o'clock news. All right, we are at this sporting goods store. You can buy World Series gear. And they're wearing the gear. You know damn well the reporter has no idea who the Dodgers are. They're so used to who killed today.
We're looking at some highlights right here. You know what game hit was huge that kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit last night just because it went the way that it went?
Will Smith?
Will Smith.
Big Will.
Exactly.
From 4 to 6.
Big Willie style.
And it was exactly, it was that, hey, they got another one. The Mets are getting, now all of a sudden it's like, nope.
Another
we're good.
unsung. We talk about the bullpen.
Yep.
We talk about everything they've done.
Yep.
He's been on the other end of that.
Max Muncy, I think you mentioned it, Beto, was talking about one of the things that has been different this year as opposed to last year is, that break they had because they were the top seed. They got to skip the first round. They all got together every single day, and not just to hit or work out or whatever, to watch baseball, to hang out, to try to create that community. And Muncy said it, but by the way, this is not revisionist history. He said it before the series had started. And give him, I don't know if it was his brainchild or whatever, but he's kind of been the one that's been putting it out there publicly. Like, this was player-driven. This was not organizationally driven. This was player-driven. And let's all get together. And I like what he said. We're all good dads. We're all good husbands, boyfriends, family members. But for 3 weeks, we're going to put all that aside. We're all going to go do this for 3 weeks and go win a World Series.
Wasn't it Pat Riley that did that with the Heat? When he put this bucket or a bowl out and he would have the players throw in something that was personal to them, like your kids' pictures or whatever it was. Really? Whatever it is, you're all in on this. This is all about us. So, yeah, team building is huge.
And I know in that same interview with Honeywell and Max Muncy, Honeywell talked about how, when Mookie Betts was still in his 0-22 slide, that he did that, what took like 400 swings in batting practice, and Honeywell was like,
in San Diego.
I'm going to go right down the middle. You just hit it as hard as you possibly can because you need to feel this again. And again, those are small things, but might turn into the reason why things change.
Well, Honeywell wasn't on the roster for the DS, right? So he was throwing live simulation games to him and said there's going to be heater right down the middle to build up the confidence and hit it as far as you can.
I like it.
So he's not on the DS roster, but then you need him for the CS.
Yep.
Is a big opportunity.
And by the way, he gobbled up a bunch of garbage innings in a game where you didn't have to pitch any of your other guys. That this is how you get to where they are right now, which is 4 wins away from winning a world championship by everybody, whether it's calling a team meeting, whether it's getting together, where it's throwing live batting practice and letting a guy have good feelings again. Or, I'm just throwing this out there, maybe it's just this. Mookie is one of the 5 or 6 best players in the universe, and he got going again. Maybe Mookie Betts is just that damn good.
But if there's nobody at the bottom of the lineup to get on base, Mookie can't get going. But there have been so many little nuggets that are coming out, like Muncy yesterday saying that for that week, they organized the team activities. But DeMarco, instead of coming in and doing 2-3 hours, we're going to lift and leave. They were there for 8 hours.
Watch the games.
They brought in a ping pong table, pop a shot.
Home.
No. It wasn't that you don't want to go home. No.
That's the whole problem with them. They all want to go home.
The last couple years when they had this break, it would come in, do your work, and then leave as soon as you could. So now they organize team bonding activities to make sure you're around, because during the regular season, you're around these guys 8-9 hours anyways. So keep the same kind of schedule. So they were watching the wild card games together. They were watching different sports going on to make sure that, hey, we're still bonding. Keep that instead of just clock in, clock out, and leave. No, we're here together. There was also a good story by Jack Harris at LA Times about how when Glasnow went down, Dave Roberts called that team meeting, and he's not the big team meeting guy, and it wasn't a rah, 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 fire you up guy. It was just more of, hey, we're still the Dodgers.
Yeah.
We are still going to be there. Mookie saying, not if we get to the World Series, when we get to the World Series. So those little stories right there, Trav, that's what championship teams have.
You need a little of this. You need a little of that. Hey,
hopefully.
This was a team that has had more go wrong. And
absolutely.
And a lot go right.
A lot has gone right.
Yeah.
That Ohtani was the best investment anybody has ever made in the world.
Yes.
They have Mookie Betts on their team. Their bullpen, their acquisitions at the deadline haven't. I mean, Kopech and Edman.
Well, they traded for Edman, who was on the DL. He was hurt.
But all 3 of the guys they acquired have had massive impacts on what they've done. But just, I kind of want to run through this really quickly just to give everybody, and I think you know this, but when you hear them just stacked up one after the next, here's what has not gone right for this group, and that they're in the World Series in no particular order. These are the guys that have nothing to do with them winning through the playoffs. No Glasnow, no Kershaw, no May, no Gonsolin, no Sheehan, no River Ryan, no Gavin Stone. All of these guys were expected to contribute to varying degrees. Some of them, like Glasnow, were expected to carry a massive load, and he wasn't there. They had a championship clinching, pennant clinching win. Your starting lineup included Andy Pajes, Chris Taylor, and Tommy Edman, who Beto just said was on the DL for the entire season until they acquired him. Okay? You had multiple bullpen games. Bullpens are, hey, we just got to get through today. We got a road trip to Pittsburgh tomorrow. We just got to get through this. We don't want to use any of our guys.
Yeah.
Not one, not two, multiple bullpen games.
That used to be where you call up a minor leaguer to pitch today, get in, get out.
You got it.
Now, a necessity, you got this.
And it's a strength of your team. Walker Buehler, who wasn't just not Walker Buehler, was bad. I think, you said this earlier, Beto, his career is hanging in the balance bad, is now just here. He's essential to what you're doing. He has been terrific along the way. Freddie Freeman, your Hall of Fame first baseman, badly injured his ankle right before the postseason started, and he's been able to go here or there, but has really struggled. But you really, and this is nothing to do with Freddie. I love Freddie. You haven't really missed him. Every time he hasn't played, you've been able to win a game. The following guys have thrown not just some innings, key innings. Anthony Banda, Ryan Brazier, Michael Kopech, Kasperius. Like, who?
Kasperius is like, what, 3 games coming into this?
Yeah, it's like all of these things have been leading up to this moment, whereas before it's like, hey, where the hell's Kershaw? Hey, Mookie and Freddie haven't gotten a hit in 3 weeks. All of these guys that are secondary players have been stars. All of your stars have been really, really good. All of these injuries, I don't want to say haven't mattered because they have, but you've been able to plug holes all along the way. This was not the group that was supposed to go to the World Series.
It's just the one thing I was just careful with the praise for a hot minute, and you have to give them praise. This is weird because they're in the World Series. But that's what I asked the question about. Who's more scary to you, the Padres or the Yankees?
Padres.
Because you know them or
At
because
that time.
what?
I think what he said is
better
a big
team.
I think the Yankees have the 2 best. Like if you took the Padres and Yankees, and put them next to, they have 2 guys that are better than any of the 2 guys that the Padres have. Right? They got Judge and they got Soto. So the 2 best guys for the Padres.
So streaky. Well, he's so streaky. You don't know what you're gonna get.
But take Judge and Soto and put them up against Tatis and Machado. Judge and Soto are better, but it's not a runaway.
Okay. They're monsters. They're
close.
monsters.
So the Yankees, you give the nod to the Yankees.
Slightly.
After
that, everything goes the Padres' way.
Yeah.
So at the very top, they're a little bit better. But after the Padres had better starting rotation, they had a lights-out bullpen. They have a deep lineup. Like once you get into guys like Profar and Merrill and Cronenworth and all these like that, that's just who's my Bogarts. Like that's
the Padres should have been in the World Series.
That's the other way.
They screwed themselves
up. So if
up.
you run into the Yankees and you don't win it. Does that take some sting off?
No.
Or do you put?
It sucks that you lose.
Do we go right back to bashing Dave Roberts again?
The Yankees are freaking good.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to. Okay.
They're freaking, but the Dodgers are the Vegas betting favorite for this series. Not by much, but they're the Vegas betting favorite because they have the home field advantage. But you know what? Yesterday, you're talking about these different names. So my day yesterday was, I was at the Rams Raiders, and then I left, and then I got to Dodger Stadium. I did the Commoner. I didn't have a credential. I walked at the bottom of the hill. I walked up there, found some parking. A friend of mine lives at the bottom of the hill, did the walk up. So I was in the left field pavilion. We're starting. I told you this when I got here.
Hey, what's up, Holmes?
No. not yesterday, Jorge. Yesterday was a lot of Travises out there, bro.
A lot of Travises? What does that mean?
Because it's the playoffs.
Unfortunately, I think we all know what that means.
It's
fans of Mexican soccer.
Thank you. So it was expensive ticket to get in yesterday. So I got in somehow, and then I got into the left field pavilion, and we were above, right underneath the signs. And to your point, listening to different conversations, it was a lot of, hey, who's this pitching? Who's that pitching? And normally I'm going to be the guy like, what kind of fan are you? They don't know who these guys are. But this day and age,
fair question.
It's the modern time baseball that we're in because so many guys move and because the guys aren't on teams that long. But this year's Dodgers bullpen, you don't know who these guys are.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You're like, Kopech, you're like, wait, where did he start from? Right? Brazier, where did he come from?
Go back to Kopech for a second. You know Jory Hirsch works for the Rams and he's a White Sox fan. He's from Chicago, right? He's a
good dude.
Dyed in the world,
die-hard guy. Yes,
Chicago White Sox fan. When they acquired Michael Kopech, I asked Jory, I'm like, so what are we getting with Kopech? He goes, you can have him.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh man. He goes, yeah, he walks everybody. He's all yours. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Thank God Michael Kopech's here, right? And it's just like bang, it flipped, and he's a guy that just gets everybody out.
So I got a guy in the White Sox organization when they traded for him. I remember telling Greg the story, and I'm like, what do we get here as Dodgers organization? What are they going to get? It's like, if you can clean him up, and he can be on a winning team. He can be good for you. But the White Sox didn't get much back from him.
No, they got Vargas and I think a prospect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it was the Kopech who's pitching now, the price is more.
Oh my gosh.
But the White Sox were just, we don't know what we got with this guy right now. And mind you, if you're in a bad situation, you're not playing well. But my point about yesterday is you have hardcore Dodger fans out there, all geared up. We're in there spending the money. And it's, who are these guys pitching right now? Because that's who is left, DeMarco.
Yeah.
And there's no knock on the fans right now. Usually I'm the one like bandwagon, like I'll send you a clip. My friend Jesus Sepulveda, a comedian, put bandwagon Dodger fans. Normally it would be funny. It is funny, but there's so many players that are going on right now. You have no idea who these guys are.
All hands on deck.
And take them.
Yeah.
Take them right now.
This isn't, hey, Oral Hershiser is going to pitch 3 games in a 7-game series.
No. Alejandro Pena coming in.
Fernando Valenzuela is going to pitch 3 times in 7 games. Or even, like, to your point, Pena or Tim Belcher or these guys that you're going to see 4 guys in 7 games.
Oh,
you're
John Tudor who's coming in.
3 starters and 2 bullpen guys, and that's it. And they're just going to ride these guys like crazy.
It is fun baseball that way.
We could go back to the '88 World Series and name the roster from the top to bottom, from Kirk down to Danny Heap. You can't do that. You can't do that with this Dodgers organization and modern baseball. You can't do that anymore.
So with that in mind, and I want to get into the pitching specifically, and you look at how the Yankees are doing it, you look at how the Dodgers are doing it, and you look at how these teams that have all this money and spend all this money, is what the Dodgers are doing going to change it moving forward? That's coming up next. It's Trav and DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Steve Mason and John Ireland.
Mason and Ireland today at 1 after Travis and DeMarco.
When I'm listening to the radio and I'm punching around the dial, I tend to land on the station that has the most energy. That's usually us. We usually have the most energy.
We are an energetic radio station.
This is energy.
We want to pull you through the radio and make you feel it.
The OGs of LA Sports Radio. That's Mason and Ireland.
On 710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Sedano. LA is the home of champions, so celebrate like a champion with Tequila Mandala, award-winning artisanal small batch premium sipping tequila. Our friends at Tequila Mandala turning tequila fans into Tequila Mandala fanatics. Made from the finest mature agaves to bring you the perfect sipping tequila, from their blanco to their flawless year extra añejo. Up your game with Tequila Mandala and experience the best award-winning premium tequila, available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit tequilamandala.com for more details.
The countdown to tip-off is on, and George Chevrolet wants to get you in the game with unbeatable offers on a new Chevy. That's right, George Chevrolet, your 6-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, is playing to win with big discounts and season-high savings on new models like the redesigned Chevy Traverse, the fuel-efficient Chevy Trax, and the all-electric Duo, the Chevy Blazer EV and Equinox EV, and many more. Visit George Chevrolet in Bellflower off the 91 Freeway Lakewood exit or online at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Pernia Law, here to tell you about our newest partnership deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
That's right. Call us or slip into the DM, Uncle.Artie.
Uncle Artie's not just my friend, but he's your uncle in the business. Artie Pernia is a seasoned personal injury attorney who works with you, so you receive the best possible compensation for your case. Let Uncle Artie and the Pernia Law family provide peace of mind, so you can focus on recovery and getting back to you.
If you've been injured in an accident or you're unhappy with your current injury attorney, come to Pernia Law. We take care of you like family. That's why they call me Uncle Artie.
Call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Sedano and Cap.
Today at 3 p.m. after Mason and Ireland.
Someday you'll be calling up George and be like, hey, remember me?
Right.
It's Cappy.
Yeah.
The Raiders finally won.
You remember back in 2024 when we made that bet?
Wait, what did you turn into Count Dracula?
No, I turned into an old Jewish guy sitting at home. You know what I mean?
It was the day before I dressed up as Elton John.
You remember that day that I was supposed to dress up like Elton John? You hear Dracula? Really?
Yes, it's very Dracula.
It was 1,000%
No,
Dracula.
it's actually not even Dracula. It's actually worse.
No,
it's Count Chocula.
It's Dracula. No, not Dracula.
It's the count from like Sesame Street.
No!
1, 2, 3 Super Bowls for the Raiders.
That's really what it is.
The LA Afternoon Takeover. That's Sedano and Cap.
On 710 ESPN.
This season, get premium tech that inspires joy from Dell Technologies. Bring projects to life with the XPS 16. It delivers supercharged processing for enhanced productivity and freedom to express yourself. Performance-class Dell PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors deliver a dedicated engine to help accelerate AI. Enjoy free shipping, Dell rewards, and expert support. When you get a Dell PC with AI, it gives back. Shop now at Dell.com/deals.
This college football moment is brought to you by ServPro.
College football teams have moments they recovered from and made it like it never even happened. For instance, TCU walked into the locker room at halftime in the 2016 Alamo Bowl, down 31-0. The Horned Frogs stormed into the second half and erased a 31-point deficit to force overtime, and eventually won it in the third overtime, 47-41.
ServPro, like it never even happened.
This is the Travis and DeMarco Show.
Now weekdays 9 a.m. to noon on LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
So gravitate to the love, y'all.
High school near you.
Yeah.
I said it right before the DS started.
Yeah?
I'm going to stay positive until there's a reason not to be positive.
You
I'm
should
still
be.
positive. I am.
Good.
I am.
There's no game today. You're good.
Even when they were down 2-1 to the Potters, I'm like, look, I don't love, but let's see what happens next.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
And for everybody
next
coming after
along
me
the
saying
way.
you picked the Padres in the fifth game, yeah, I did with my money. I gambled on it.
What
Okay,
if you beat the Yankees in the World Series?
It-
What if you
look,
do it
they
here?
could be playing.
Travis will be done.
Anyway,
Yeah.
the Yankees. It makes me feel like I'm 10 years old again because that's the last time they played each
Yeah.
other. They were 10 years old, and when Goose Gossage nearly murdered Ron Gossage, or Goose Gossage nearly murdered Ron Say with a fastball to the
Yes.
side of his head. It's the first time I ever heard my dad use profanity. I'm like, I think they blanking killed Ron Say.
Tried to kill him.
See, this is something where I've always heard Dodgers-Yankees would be big. Now, I've covered Dodgers-Yankees games when the Yankees would play here, and I went to the Dodger-Yankee game at Yankee Stadium this year, and I was like, wow, this would be awesome if it happened. But I can't put that into grasp. I've done Lakers-Celtics, fantastic.
Yeah.
But as a baseball guy, this is why I wish I could go to games, but I can't because we got Lakers every single night.
Oh, my gosh.
But it's like, not that I would pay for tickets for $1,500, but I'd be super tempted
As a
to go
kid,
see one.
Your 1981-year-old self.
Yep.
Would you rather the Dodgers win it here in L.A., or would you rather it win there in New York and then meet them at the airport?
They win either way.
Yeah.
I'd choose a win at Dodger Stadium.
Here, okay.
Yeah.
You start the parade.
Yeah, I just want them to win.
I'd rather them win in New York, and then I'd meet them at the airport.
I'd like
if they
to go,
won here and you can't get there.
I'm not a big meat. I don't want to go
really?
pick up anybody at the
Well,
airport.
You're not that guy?
He's
Come
going.
on.
Hold on. This is back in the day
Yeah.
when young Travis had energy, right? And
Meet him at the airport. You'd be screaming.
This is like in the movies in the 80s,
Yes.
there with a sign.
Even 1980s Travis would have been like, it's pretty cool. A good night's sleep.
Come on, get out there and enjoy it.
What
You
about
never know.
liquored up at Santa Barbara?
Let's go.
That
guy might have gone.
okay.
Hey,
That guy
it's
might
only
have
2
gone.
hours. Let's
Yeah,
go.
That might have happened.
We'll go to In-N-Out.
That was the very small window of my life where I was making not bad decisions, but worse decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, did the Dodgers have a parade in '88?
Yeah.
Of course they did.
I don't know. I don't remember. I was 10, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because I remember the Lakers having the parade because Riley guaranteed.
The only time
and
they
were at
haven't had
City
a
Hall.
parade was the pandemic. The Lakers and Dodgers both won that year, and no parade. The Rams had their
They
parade.
would do it at City Hall?
Yeah, they would end at City Hall. But there's one that felt like it ended. One of the Laker parades feels like it ended.
No, I'm talking about the
down
Dodger
here.
one.
Yeah, I think
Greatest
it did.
World Series win of Dodgers history.
What would be?
This one. Would it? The greatest World Series win, if they did.
No, you're going to have to put it into context.
Yeah,
for so many
yeah,
different
I'm
well,
trying
things.
to think,
you have to
because
see how-
you've never had 50-50. You've never been through this before. This has been a mess, and you're here.
But does it make it less valuable if you have all these MVPs and stuff than
No. Not
another season?
Because of what you've overcome.
Because the Yankees have MVPs
Yeah,
I'm
too.
not saying that you couldn't find a formula where that's true.
Yeah.
Like if you had, I'm brainstorming right now. I don't know if there's a Kirk Gibson-esque moment that you could create right now, but if there were something like that.
Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
But Kirk Gibson
Ohtani coming out throwing the last
Ohtani
pitch of
coming
a
out.
ninth inning.
Okay,
that's
not
the
gonna
only one.
That's not gonna
That's
happen.
the answer.
Ohtani with the save? Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, okay, think about what was it, a month ago?
Yeah.
We were talking about, hey, look, they might need him. Do they need anything less than a bullpen arm right now? Like they're
One
flush
batter.
with bullpen arms.
One batter.
Oh no, I'm here for it. I'll watch it. I'd
Bases
be
loaded.
excited about it.
Bases loaded. Otani 2 outs, and he comes in just for one batter.
I did see Dr. Elitrosh on the sideline.
And
I told him how mad I was at him.
For shutting it down?
Because we had it going with Otani coming back to pitch, and you killed it. You killed it. You killed it.
Yeah, that was kind of the end of that one for sure. But it does bring up kind of what I wanted to get to. Look at how the Dodgers have not only advanced to the postseason, but how they've won really throughout the regular season. Emily, do me a favor. Look this up. Who leads the Dodgers in wins this year as a pitcher and in games started? Look that up for me.
Man, remember we used to be knowing that off the top of our heads.
And I know that win stat's kind of a weird one. It's not, but
still though.
They've done it with what feels like 50 different pitchers, and really
Flaherty?
they haven't. Nah, it can't be him. He's only here for a couple
okay,
months, but maybe it could. So my guess would be it's probably Yamamoto or Glasnow if I had to bet. But that's not the point. The point is this:
okay.
Why would you, if you're a baseball team, a Major League Baseball team, especially if you're a team that's a small market team is never going to spend the money, but maybe you're a middle level team, okay? Why not collect bullpen arms like crazy, pay them like bullpen arms? I'm not talking about going after like Emmanuel Clase or one of those guys. I'm talking about find your Trinans and your Hudsons and your Vezias of the world and find as many as you can, have 10 of them on the big league roster, 10 more down in the minor leagues, and you basically have a shuttle from Oklahoma City to L.A. that's going back and forth. Because look who didn't pitch this year. Glasnow didn't pitch this year. Garrett Cole missed a ton of time. Scherzer, Verlander, DeGrom.
It was Stone who's the leading.
There you go.
Wow.
Gavin Stone,
That's the guy.
who, by the
Okay.
way, is what? Hurt.
And he had
right?
11 wins.
He had Why pay a starting pitcher, especially those elite guys, those crazy amounts of money when they spend as much time hurt as they do pitching for you when I can pitch. You're going to pitch 2 innings tonight. You're going to pitch 2 innings tonight. You'll get tomorrow night off. We'll bring in a bunch of different guys. They're going to pitch 2 innings. That seems like a far more, and it's all about efficiency.
Yeah.
Doesn't that
Cheaper.
sound way cheaper?
Way cheaper.
The results, you're seeing them right now. And
I can load up on bats. Yeah.
Can load up on a lot of stuff if
Yeah.
you're not paying your. Tyler Glasnow is a
Travis,
great
you're
pitcher.
onto
He
something.
never pitches.
That could be like if it works, great. If it doesn't, you could be bad.
He
But it's still
never
cheaper.
pitches.
But Trav, you're onto something with this. The Dodgers are one of the first teams to do this, right? Detroit was doing it in some kind of way this
Detroit,
year.
Cleveland did it too.
Yeah.
So remember when we first saw the starter, the
Opener
Remember who it was?
this year.
No, when we first started
Sergio Romo.
for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Who was there?
Yeah, you were there.
No, I was there. We played
Yeah.
against the Angels.
Yeah.
Friedman organization, right?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
disciples of Friedman were there. Now they're with the
Disciples
Dodgers.
of Friedman.
No, but that's the way they think.
But
They're
the
always
op-
trying
Yeah.
to think. The opener was Sergio Romo because I know him. You remember
Yeah.
him saying, "Bro, I'm gonna pitch first tomorrow." I'm like, no, you're not. Like, what are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
doing?
You pitched the 8th or 9th inning.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they didn't know what was going on. Now it's common. Remember the Dodgers when Kenley Jansen wanted that big contract
Yep.
and they let him go because you don't give that much money to relievers
No.
and closers.
No.
And of course, you don't do that anymore. You find a high-end arm to be your closer, but you don't give him that money. You're not going to have the starting pitchers making that much money again because what you just said, the damage, the wear and tear, and if you give them that much money, you don't want them pitching that many innings for you.
What might swing it back the other way is if we can find a way to have guys like Oral Hershiser, Greg Maddux, Pedro Martinez, these guys. And I understand these are
That'd be
Hall of
nice.
Fame guys, but
Yeah.
that you learn to pitch as opposed to we're going to make a race car that can go 100 laps as opposed to we're going to build a bunch of dragsters.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and that's what you got right now. If you can, because I would pay Greg Maddux, I would pay Pedro Martinez.
Different stories.
Because it was a different way of pitching back
Yeah.
then. Tyler Glasnow is really good. He's always hurt. Yamamoto, you just gave him $300 million, and the jury's still out on him, but you come over right away, hurt.
Right.
And it's like, okay, what exactly am I paying for?
But we
Garrett
weren't
Cole,
surprised
hurt.
either.
Almost all of them. Spencer Strider, hurt. They're all down. Bullpen arms, way cheaper, easier to find. I really don't see the downside.
You don't make this kind of a move unless you've thought about it. And what do? You implement it in the A-ball. in Double A. That's when people are like, why do these pitchers, when they come to the major leagues, they can't throw? Because they're not developed that way anymore.
They're not asked to do it.
Clayton Kershaw is going to come back for one more season to get 3,000 strikeouts, and he's the last pitcher that's ever going to do that.
I think so, too.
There's no way a pitcher's going to get 3,000 strikeouts after that because they don't pitch that much to get it. The 20-game winner is done. The pitchers going to complete games are done. You go, you scoff. But that's not the way baseball is played anymore. You just have to accept that that's how it's going to be. It used to be 3 yards in a cloud of dust for football, right? It used to be the option. It used to be the wishbone. That doesn't happen.
I'm not sure if it's all the way gone, though.
But for the most part, you don't see it.
Because it's cyclical.
Yeah,
It'll come back.
Every now and then, you're going to have a pitcher who, if he goes 7, wow.
Because if you got a phenom coming, you're going to take him. Yeah.
But the phenoms now all throw 100. The
I know.
phenom
they blow out.
I think that's a trend that's not going to last.
Yeah, the phenom that is Greg Maddux or Tom Glavine.
They would never get recruited.
They'd never get a scholarship. They'd never get drafted. They might get signed as a free agent and as a roster filler kind of situation, and you thrive there. But it's such a weird path to
DeMarco,
get there.
let me tell you this. These kids go to these training facilities now in middle school, elementary.
Drive line.
Like those kind of places, and there's some by you. I'll tell you
Drive
where they're
line?
at.
That's what it's
a
called.
facility.
Oh, okay.
And they're where the kids are just told, throw as hard as you can. Don't worry about throw strikes. Get the velocity up. Because if you're in high school throwing 95, you're getting the scholarship. DeMarco, if you have kids throwing 92, colleges look at you.
Go to
probably
JUCO.
not. Go
Come
to
back.
JUCO, develop,
Or
get
be an
bigger.
orthopedic surgeon.
No.
That's a better choice.
Safe.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're playing baseball throwing 95, you're not thinking about
Safe.
orthopedic.
Yeah.
Go on, DeMarco.
They're going to need fixing.
You know what needs fixing?
What?
Travis's attitude for
No,
the
no,
Dodgers?
He's good. He's good. What?
Antonio Pierce's decision making.
I don't think that can be fixed.
Dude.
I don't think that can be fixed. It is what it is. It is what it is.
At least the parking lot was safe yesterday.
You need a
And it might not last that much longer.
You need a touchdown to tie the game. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll kick a field goal. Yeah, but you're still going to need a touchdown to win the game. I'll kick a field
Now,
goal.
in his defense, it did work out. You got the ball back.
No,
with
it
an
did-
opportunity. You did. You got the ball
You
back
got the
with an
ball back.
opportunity.
Wait, was he going by the analytics, you think?
No, I think he was going by his gut.
There's no analytic that tells you not to go for it.
I think he was going by his gut, and it was the wrong choice. You have to go for it there because had the Rams picked up that third down, you won't get the ball back and you lose. And then it looks terrible on you.
If you need a touchdown,
Yeah.
and you're on the 8-yard line, that's your best shot to
you
get a
go
touchdown.
for the touchdown.
You
Yes.
you don't take a field goal, which really doesn't do anything for you. Give the ball back to the other team. I know they got it back. It's still a terrible decision.
It is. I mean, he could argue that it did work, but you know what he's thinking like? A defensive player. Let's bet on the defense. We can go out and stop them. We'll get you the ball back for one last drive. The problem is, I think Gardner Minshew, I think the NFL is just 10% more than what he has.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
yeah,
I keep coming back to this. You hadn't scored a touchdown all day.
Yeah.
You finally got
You're
close.
You have to go for it there.
Yeah, here, we'll move all the way. What?
It was a mistake. And it was the wrong mess. You should have seen it when they sent the field goal unit. That whole sideline just went flat.
Well, and the Rams were like, cool, we just won the game.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but then it got scary because this was two flawed teams going at it.
Hot and Cold's coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN. Hey, check this out. How many times, this literally happened to me yesterday. My son texted me and goes, hey, where's the game on? I can't find the channel that it's on. If you've ever had trouble finding your team's favorite game, you can't find that thing you've been looking forward to all day, too many channels, too many streaming services, well, you don't have to worry about it anymore because searching and hunting where to watch on the ESPN app has you covered. Where to watch is a new feature that you can find on ESPN.com. You can find it for free on the ESPN app. Go to your ESPN app, and up in that upper right-hand corner, there's a little thing that looks on it like a TV set or a computer monitor. Tap that, and every game that you want is available to you right there. You're talking about everything, tens of thousands of events. NFL, college football, men's and women's college hoops, NBA, Major League Baseball, NHL, basically everything you can come up with. Where to watch is available now on the ESPN app, ESPN.com. You can access it from basically anywhere, any web browser, ESPN.com/where to watch today. That's ESPN.com/where to watch. Whatever you're looking for, it's right there.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey, it's Travis.
And DeMarco.
Hey, accidents can be shocking, devastating, and difficult to deal with, which is why you should never deal with them alone and have family on your side.
Joseph S. Normand and his trusted team are family, and they're here to help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve.
You know, when my son was in an accident, we called Joseph at 213-747-2000, and he was able to help.
You have many choices in a legal team, but family always comes first.
Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000. That's 213-747-2000, the law offices of Joseph S. Normand.
Hey guys, it's producer Lindsay. Listen up, sports fans. Gear up for your next game day hang with your friends. What's on the menu? Sliders, wings, chips, and salsa? Well, all your favorite game day foods go great with Stella Rosa wines, a semi-sweet and semi-sparkling wine that must be served chilled. Stella Rosa can be found at your local retailer, so remember to grab a couple bottles next time you shop. Nothing sweeter than a cold glass of Stella Rosa and watching your team compete. Please celebrate responsibly.
Stay up to date with the Lake Show as they tip off their season. Get Lakers emails straight to your inbox. Each send offers something different. Lakers pregame emails provide game day information along with projected starters. And Lakers weekly emails give you exclusive Lakers content only for subscribers. Never miss a minute of the action by signing up now at Lakers.com/emails. That's Lakers.com/emails. Let's go Lakers.
The Harim Foundation is inviting you to join us and ESPN Radio at our charity golf tournament, Monday, October 28th at the San Gabriel Country Club, to raise funds for scholarships. To date, we've given $138,000 in assistance, and we want to give more. Go to harimfoundation.org and click the banner at the top. Join the likes of Nomar, Sean Green, Mickey Hatcher, and others. Tune in to ESPN 710 for all the fun on the 28th. harimfoundation.org and click the banner at the top. See you there.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like North America's #1 home fire safety brand, Kidda. Because on a day full of football sounds you love, like fight songs, roaring crowds, and your favorite commentators...
like me, Kirk Herbstreit.
The last sound you want to hear is... Defend your game time with Kidda and the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Based on total household installations as of December 2023.
Are you ready to unleash the beast? Monster Energy is here to give you the edge this college tailgate season. Loaded with bold flavors, our powerful blend gives you the energy you need to push you beyond your limits. Tune in all season long with Monster, the energy drink of ESPN Radio College Football Tour. Power your performance with a drink that's as hungry for victory as you are. Crack open an ice-cold Monster and dominate your competition. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast. Grab yours today. As you know, we've welcomed the new partner here at 710 ESPN, Next Gen. Next Gen, the official AC, heat, and plumbing company of SoCal sports fans.
You're as cold as ice.
Call 833-3-NEXTGEN, NEXGEN, or visit nextgenairandplumbing.com. Time for our feature we do 3 days a week. Who's hot? Who's cold? Thanks to Next Gen. Boy, time for Who's Hot, Who's Cold. Take it away, Producer M.
All right, both my hot and cold are both relating to the Chiefs 49ers game. So the first one I'm going to do is it was a KC home game, and it was hot. It was, was it KC?
It was in San Francisco.
San Francisco, sorry. Still
It was very hot
matters.
yesterday.
Very hot in San Francisco, and that's the most important thing about this. And, on the bench, you don't always have shade. And it was direct sunlight on the visiting side. And
Dang
so...
right.
Aaron Andrews got down the field and was talking about what the Chiefs were doing to combat the hot sun.
Well, it was supposed to be about 84 degrees. I can tell you this sun beating down. Most teams, they like to bring tents when it's very hot and bright on their sideline. Not the Chiefs, man. They use the backups of the offensive line to protect their starters right there. I will say, though, I'm watching Patrick Mahomes. Nobody stands in front of that guy. He just takes it.
He just takes it.
And so you see a visual of, the big offensive lineman, big defensive lineman, just providing lots of shade for the starters on the Chiefs. So
stay with me, DeMarco.
never
Stay
hear
with
the
me.
end
if you were, we understand what was happening. We're moving on. But if you were, say, that backup lineman, you would happily do this job, standing up for your starters.
Absolutely. You're doing nothing anyway. You might as well do something. You're not blocking anyone. Block some sun.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a funny story about this. So when I was in high school, I played soccer, loved soccer. I was not the starting goalie when I was a senior. So it just wasn't in the cards. I was not the starting goalie. And so at one point in time, my soccer coach knew that I was really good at taking pictures and liked that I took pictures. He asked me if I could take pictures of everyone else while the game was happening.
Yeah. That's not great.
That's
that I would have a problem with.
He was a you-know-what. He was a not a good guy, but I was just like, all right, anything for the team, whatever.
Oh,
but
you're a good team player.
Pro sports is interesting because, look, I'm getting paid. I'll do what you want me to do. You've paid me here to be the backup right guard. I understand I got to be ready to go in and play in the event that the starter gets hurt. But if you need me to stand here and create shade for somebody and my check clears,
or hold a towel,
up because somebody needs to take care of something,
bucket over there,
right?
Yeah,
fine. But if you're just here because I'm trying to make the team and the coach says, hey, you're good at pictures, or why don't you write a game recap for the school paper? You know, you can go pound sand. I didn't sign up to be the photographer or the beat reporter.
Yeah, if I'm the backup left guard, I'm one step close to the being released. No, I'm going to be the best friend with the quarterback. Hey, big boy, I got you right here. Shay, let's go.
There's nothing more useless than a backup offensive lineman that doesn't play.
Oh. But if I can provide shade?
You're a 340, you're all taped up, and you're not going to do anything. And you know it.
And you don't play you play 5 guys unless somebody gets hurt.
But I love it, though, right?
But if I can block the sun.
So the guy that's starting, like, kind of gets up slow, and the backup, like, runs to the sideline, like, am I going in? Ah, dang, nope.
And
I put all this tape for nothing.
Right, nothing.
Back to my high school head coach. He was not very nice to me, but at one point in time, after I graduated, the team went to the state championships, like state championship game. Like, if you win this, you win the state championships. He was nearly missed right on time for his daughter's wedding.
Oh.
So that tells you everything you need to know about this guy.
So did they win? Did they win?
No.
Wait, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Wait, he
almost missed his
So,
daughter's wedding.
almost missed his daughter's wedding.
And he's the head coach, and you guys were playing for the state championship?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, she should have planned better.
That's what I'm saying.
That's one of those you got to try to do both.
Yeah.
It really is. If it were like a non-league game or something, fine. But state champ, that guy, I don't know the quality of your soccer program,
It's the state championship.
But it's the state championship. That doesn't come around.
And the
every
daughter
time.
knows dad's like this.
The only
And by the way-
excused absence is pregnancy, like the birth of your child. Then you can go.
Super
But
Bowl?
Jimmy Johnson forgot to give tickets to his own parents.
Yeah.
And I understand that totally. He's busy. He's locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. It happens.
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
This coach sucked.
But if you were the starter,
No, even if I was starting, I can get off air of what he said to me, which is not very nice.
That's
Okay,
right, so you're at ESPN. He's not.
Exactly. Cold is the Purdy-Shanahan relationship. And I think that whether this is a good thing or a bad thing can be maybe depending on what kind of player you are, what you like thrive off of. But some reporters post-game were talking about how Kyle Shanahan lectured Brock Purdy at his locker for 5 minutes straight. Brock Purdy said nothing, just took whatever Shanahan said to him for those 5 minutes, and then they went on with the rest of their days.
Don't play with Shanahan.
Exactly. So, is this a cold relationship? Is this something that's going to make them better? What do you think happens after this with Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan?
I don't think it's cold. Will it make them better? Depends on Brock Purdy. But I know Shanahan is the son of a coach and a son of a you-know-what, and he only knows one way to do it. So either you can take hard coaching or you can't.
Yeah.
You could be Russell Wilson. Not Russell Wilson. Who was it? It was Tua that did not like hard coaching. And he told you.
From Flores.
From Flores. I couldn't take it. I didn't like it. I like this guy. He's actually helping me. But Shanahan is old school. He's going to get in your face and tell you what's what. Now, it's up to you how you respond.
Yeah, I want to split the difference on that because I agree with you that some guys respond to, hey, I love you, buddy. I believe in you. And some guys respond to, you are killing us. You have to get better or I can't use you.
It depends on what Purdy did to make him do that.
I get that, but I think the job of the head coach is to figure out, my job is to get the best out of you.
Yeah.
Okay? My job as a coach is to make you as good of a player as you can possibly be. If I know that telling you that you suck and you're killing the team is not going to help you, don't go to that shot.
Right.
Find a different shot. If I think that you will respond, I have a feeling, DeMarco, you would respond if somebody said,
I don't know. You're not studying your playbook. You're out of shape. You're not in the weight room. You're not doing the thing you're supposed to do. What the hell's the matter? You'd be like, all right, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Some guys don't respond like that.
No.
Some guys shut it down and go the other way. The coach needs to figure out which sort of guy you are.
Or talking about a guy, talking to him in that way publicly so everybody sees it.
Phil Jackson knew how to do that with some guys.
Might be the best to get the best out of you. I told you what Don James did to me when I screwed up once.
Hit me.
He brought out the Thomas guide, the map, and a highlighter without saying a word, and looking me square in the eye, traced the route from his office back to my house and showed it to me.
Oh, my God.
Without looking down.
That's beautiful.
The whole thing, right back to Richmond, California. Here you go.
That's beautiful.
If I see you in this office again, right. Got the message, Coach.
Amazing. Okay.
I'm glad he knew where you lived.
Yes.
It worked for you. And I'll put, since you mentioned him, let's say you had Tua Tagovailoa as your quarterback, and you do that, and he breaks down, and he's broken. Well, you just ruined a good player.
I don't know what to do. I mean, it's coaching to us, the stuff we grew up with. It's just coaching. So if you're trying to make a person better, you're not going at the kid, you're going at the problem. And the problem is what's keeping you from the highest level. So you're attacking that problem. Then all of a sudden that kid starts to cry. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm not attacking you. I'm just trying to coach you to get better.
But that's how they feel. That's how they interpret it, and that's why you got to find a second shot.
Because some people will shut down.
Deshaun Foster told me back in the day they would just tell us what to do.
And UCLA was in Los Angeles.
That guy. No, but back in the day, how we were coached, the coach would tell us what he wanted, and we would go do it for him. Now you have to, the players,
the why.
They ask why.
Yeah.
And you have to tell them why or you lose them.
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
And I think that this is maybe talking from my own personal experience of being someone who has been coached and also coaching at points in times, is that I think girls more than oftentimes need to have more of the positive reinforcement in order, because in my experience of being on teams and also being coached in coaching, is that girls who get yelled at in their face tend to shut down.
Yeah.
Even at the highest level, even at the professional level, more shut down than to be built up.
Now it's the boys.
I didn't think I liked it. I didn't think I liked it, and I didn't like it, but it worked on me.
Wow. What, hard coaching?
Getting lit up.
Oh, my God, it helped.
Getting lit up.
Some of the best moments of my life was getting lit up.
Getting lit up was one of those, and blank this guy. I'll show him.
Yes.
He doesn't know what I'm... And you go back to work.
And he's smiling at you.
And they get what they want. But if I go home and tell my mom I want to quit, then you don't get what you want.
Right.
And that's
you just can't do it every day.
Now you hit the transfer portal.
Brock Purdy, I wish Jorge were here. Brock Purdy is having the moment that I think people that don't root for the San Francisco 49ers have been waiting for, which is see what happens when it's not working all that great. Let's see. Now
You're
what?
there. You're there now.
Now what? And so far, not great. And not that he can't do it, but
we'll see.
Let's see.
Yes.
Let's see. Hey, Christian McCaffrey, gone. Brandon Ayuk, gone. George Kittle, a little bit older. Debo, now I can really pay attention to
A lot of
Debo.
hits. Yeah.
All right, show me
now. Now it's you.
Gets complicated fast. The Dump, little super crosstalk coming up next. It's Travis DeMarco, 710 ESPN.
Mason and Ireland.
Greg, they don't call me Johnny Baseball for nothing.
That's exactly. Every time I think of what you're really good at, it's baseball.
Yep. The biggest show on the radio, weekdays at noon.
On 710 ESPN.
Gear up and get out to Kelsey's at Pachanga, the top spot in the Temecula Valley to watch all the Monday Night Football action. Dozens of TVs means all your favorite games, plus a M&F food menu fit for the greatest fans. Sliders, loaded tater tots, pulled pork pizza, and a lot more. Plus, you'll find beers on tap and incredible craft cocktails at Kelsey's. Visit Pachanga.com and follow at Pachanga Casino on Instagram for info about special and exclusive NFL team appearances. We'll see you at Kelsey's at Pachanga.
Park, party, and play at Hollywood Park Casino. LA's premier card room now open 24/7. Tune in all this week to Travis and DeMarco to win the ultimate game day prize pack from Hollywood Park Casino. That includes tailgate party passes to HPC and game day tickets at SoFi. Listen for your cue to call 877-710-ESPN and don't miss your chance to win the ultimate game day prize pack. Tailgate passes to HPC and game tickets to SoFi. Hollywood Park Casino. Park, party, and play. Must be 21 and older to enter.
Did you know your zip code can determine your health? In some neighborhoods, fresh produce is scarce, while others have farmers markets on every corner. Some areas have plenty of doctors, while others face long waits for basic care. Rising costs hit some communities harder than others. While some struggle with skyrocketing rents, others can't afford life-saving medications. But here's the thing, your vote can change this. When you vote, you're not just filling out a ballot. You're fighting for better healthcare access in your neighborhood. You're standing up against inflation that's pricing families out of their homes. You're demanding affordable healthcare for all. Your zip code shouldn't determine your health. Your vote should. The voting period has already started and ends November 5th. Remember, in this election, we're not just voting for candidates. We're voting for our health, the health of our families, and the health of our community. Want to know more? Visit myvotemyhealth.org.
The countdown to tip-off is on, and George Chevrolet wants to get you in the game with unbeatable offers on a new Chevy. That's right, George Chevrolet, your 6-time Chevy Dealer of the Year, is playing to win with big discounts and season-high savings on new models like the redesigned Chevy Traverse, the fuel-efficient Chevy Trax, and the all-electric Duo, the Chevy Blazer EV and Equinox EV, and many more. Visit George Chevrolet in Bellflower off the 91 Freeway Lakewood exit or online at georgechevy.com. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Hey kids, Uncle Artie here from Pernia Law, here to tell you about a newer sponsorship deal with Matt Barnes, who has deep LA roots, former Bruin and pro basketball player for both LA teams.
If you're looking for the best possible results after an accident, call my guy, Uncle Artie, at Pernia Law. And there's never any upfront fees. They collect when you collect. And for the record, their win-loss record puts them in the top of the standings. That's 844-DIAL-UNC. That's 844-DIAL-UNC.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
It's time for everything we haven't gotten to today. Yes, it's time for the dump.
Let me throw this one at you, DeMarco.
What?
And obviously, we're just
make sure I catch it.
Yeah, little bit more than a third of the way through the season, but enough to where there's a lot of good information that I don't think that there's anything super whack, but enough time to screw something up.
Enough data.
Jared Goff, the MVP of the NFL?
Right now?
Yeah.
Who else would it be?
I don't know.
It ain't Mahomes.
No, it's not.
That's what I said. If Jared Goff wins MVP and
It's
Detroit...
not Darnold?
Nope.
Jared Goff threw a perfect game 2 games ago.
Yeah.
He had 3 incomplete. He was 22 out of 25 yesterday.
Did they give you those numbers?
They beat one of the only other unbeaten teams in the league.
And Jaden Daniels is injured. Who knows how long he's going to be
Yeah.
down. Lamar Jackson, we'll see him tonight. I mean, he might be another person that could
They
put up
got to
some
win.
numbers.
He's got to win the MVP, and they have to win the Super Bowl for them to win the trade.
I think what that is, and I think it probably already is true, I think they both won the trade.
Well,
the Rams got exactly
for
what
them
they
to get
needed
the
out of it.
edge. If he is the MVP of the league,
Yeah.
and then they win the Super Bowl because you would have done something no other
Do you
Detroit
think
Lions
he had
team
that
would have
in
done.
him?
Jared has always
He's
been
number one pick in the draft.
Yeah, he's always been the guy that's been great when you have a good team around him, and that definitely fits in Detroit. But he has gotten a lot better.
Here's how you win the MVP. Be the quarterback on a top-seeded team.
Yes.
That's Jared Goff
That's
right now.
Heisman Trophy. Let's see.
Yeah.
His last 4 games, 113, 155, 153, and 140. 9 touchdowns to 1 pick in the last 4 weeks.
You know what else
That's MVP worthy, yes.
I haven't watched every snap of Lions football this season, but I've watched the Lions like 3 or 4 times. You know what he doesn't do anymore?
Turn it over?
Do that Jared Goff thing where you're like, there it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the Rams, there was always that All right, Jared, don't do the thing you do. He doesn't do that anymore.
No, he's gotten a lot better. And I told you this about the scouting when they were going between Goff and Wentz.
Yeah.
They said, and this is the Rams scouting department, Wentz will be better earlier. Goff will be much better later. So it just depends on what type of quarterback you need at the moment. Can you wait until Jared Goff hits this? Or do you need the Wentz immediate effect right now?
You got a two-headed monster at running back.
Yep.
You've got really good wide receivers. You got Sam Laporta at tight end. You've got a defense that is, I don't want to say keeping them in games because the offense is doing their fair share.
Even without Hutchinson.
But the defense is really good.
Yeah.
I know they don't have the best record, or they have the second best record. I'm not so sure they're not the best team right now. And Dan Campbell, he's a really good coach.
He's nuts.
That whole NFC North is
He's
insane.
absolutely crazy.
That the Lions are not I heard this goes back probably, I guess it's 10 or 12 years ago now. The Lions opened up, I think they were like 5-0 or 6-1 or something like that, and they lost like 9 games in a row to end the season. Nobody was surprised. It's like, oh, the Lions, that's what they do.
Right.
This is not weird. This is just really, really good.
7th-ranked offense. Where are they on defense? They are 19th in defense. Middle of the pack, but they're just getting it done. But offensively, the passing game and the guys they have, Jared Goff, as like you said, he is definitely on the short list for MVP.
All right, stay in the NFL here. According to Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel earlier today, Tua Tagovailoa is on track to play next week against the Arizona Cardinals.
So he must have passed a battery of tests. Because you know the NFL, for one thing they're going to do is protect their butts. They're going to make sure that every doctor in the world signs off on you going out there to play, so that liability does not rely on you. Does not lay on you.
I'm glad you used
the
that
player.
word.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm glad you used the word liability because the NFL is not liable for whatever happens to him next. He is. The people that love him are. It's not the NFL. The NFL, like you just said, they're going to get who knows how many neurologists to check that box and say,
is he okay?
He's okay. He can go back in there. Mike McDaniels can say he's passed every test. The league, when he tries to sue or somebody tries to sue the NFL on his behalf at some point, they're going to say, we did this, right on down the line.
We should do that. That would be fun.
The people that love him and himself are the ones that need to step in.
Right,
because he has gotten his brain scrambled at least 3 times. At least 3 times. He's got $75 million in the bank. And if he goes out there and plays more football, and I hope it doesn't, but whatever happens is not on the NFL. It's not on the Dolphins. It's on the people that care about him and him.
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 words. Rowboat. You too, Emily. You ready? Rowboat, shovel, grocery. You got it? Keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So, look, he's a really good football player.
Yeah.
I hope he comes back. I hope that he's able to do it. But it's the risk seems so insane to me because we've seen how badly injured
you
he's
can't
gotten.
stop him from playing if he wants to. If he wants to come back and play, he's going to play. And I'm sure he thinks that if he doesn't, this is what every player thinks when they're injured. I got to get back because of my guys. They all think the same way.
I get that.
I'm sure some of his guys are saying, I think you should stop playing. And look, if you don't put yourself in harm's way, if you don't dive head first, that should be a prerequisite. I would tell, if I'm the coach, I would tell you.
Sure.
The next time you scramble, if I don't see your feet go first, I'm going to pull you.
Great. And you can mitigate some of this stuff, but you can't mitigate somebody coming in and tackling him. You can't that he doesn't see coming. That you can mitigate slide feet
But there
first.
are rules for quarterbacks. You can't tag him in the head. And Matthew Stafford finally got a roughing the passer
happens
goal.
anyway.
I know it does.
Happens anyway.
It does, but you can protect. You can't kill the quarterbacks anymore. But I would tell him this: if you are scrambling and I see you dive head first again, I'm yanking you. I could care less if you're throwing a perfect game. Give me those 3 words I gave you.
Rowboat, shovel, and I don't remember the third one.
Emily, give me those 3 words.
The same thing.
See?
Elbow.
That's part of the
Is it
concussion
elbow?
thing.
What was the third one?
Grocery.
Grocery. I was going to say grocery, and then I thought elbow, and I was like, oh.
That's part of the concussion.
So wait, I have a concussion because I couldn't remember those 3 words? I've been feeling a little lightheaded lately.
I'm also a little dazed.
You're 80 years old and have more money than God. How do you celebrate your birthday? Because that's Judge Judy. She turns 82 years old today.
Party. Yes.
She will sentence someone to some sort of crime.
Well, you know what I didn't know? We had some weird Game of Games controversy a couple months ago.
Yeah, something.
And I remember what it was. It was
AJ Arcuri.
Ram. It was Ram or not a Ram. Greg wrote a game, Ram or not a Ram, and he said AJ Arcuri.
Ram.
And he had been cut
that
day.
Right.
Yeah. And so Mason said Ram. I said not a Ram, and Greg goes Ram. I go, no, he got cut. And Greg looked at it, and so we got in this big debate of who should get that point, and we decided we would settle it with a TV judge.
Okay.
So there's a show on KCBS on Channel 2, and I still know everybody over there, called Hot Bench.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I called over to Mike, shout out Mike Nelson, who's head of PR for CBS. I said, I need a judge from one of your judge shows. He goes, I got her. And she was great. And this judge comes on, and I was pretty confident. And even Mason was pretty confident that he was going to lose.
I thought I was going to lose.
And I was going to win because he did get cut that day. And the judge comes on, and she says, well, I did a little research when you guys emailed me this case. And isn't a player on waivers for 24 hours once he's released?
Correct.
And so he's technically still on the Rams, right?
Correct.
And Mason and I both looked at each other like, how did we not think of this?
Yep.
And Mason went, but anyway, the reason I bring it up, Trav, Judge Judy owns Hot Bench, too.
Oh, my God.
This girl was working for, this woman, this judge, was working. I don't remember her name. Do you? She was great.
I do not. She was
Your
terrific.
Honor.
That's what we called her.
Yes.
And
Your Honor. That's great.
so not only did Judge Judy make all the money from Judge Judy, and remember she was on the People's Court, and her husband, Jerry Scheinlin, was on the People's Court.
right.
She's now owner of all the judge shows.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's got
Good business.
stupid money.
Yeah, she's got dumb money.
She's
got
got.
all of
She
it.
could give Mark Cuban a run for his money.
Wow.
What would be better?
I
If
think
you
I'd
guys
like to
heard me
hang
say,
out with Judge Judy.
all I
Yeah.
want is $1 more than I need to say, no, I don't want to do that.
Right.
$1
F you
That's it.
more.
That's my whole goal.
You
That's all in
what
life.
Mace's old mentor Tom Snyder used to say, you want FU money.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Getting close.
FU money feels like several $1 million more. The
Bye.
second I can say,
Nah.
I don't have to have that, I'm good. I don't want to do
Oh,
that.
come on. You love coming in here. You love doing the Rams.
No.
I listened to you doing the Rams for you. You love doing
Oh,
Rams
I do.
pregame.
Okay.
Yeah, he
I
said
would do
stuff
that
he doesn't want to do.
Stuff I
But for
don't want
fun.
to do.
Yeah.
Stuff I want
Yes.
to do that. I
Yeah.
enjoy doing that. But
I
if
don't
you
wanna
said
do
to
that.
me, hey, we need you to do this. No, I don't think so.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. You know what I would like to do, Brian? A little super crosstalk. Bonk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Well, this is always disorienting when you slide in your regular spot.
Well, yeah, DeMarco had to
Yeah.
go early. But, all right, can I, since you guys were both there, can we have a moment of honesty here?
Sure.
Okay.
You're talking about the Rams.
I'm talking about the Raiders.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm
Now-
talking about the Rams.
Right, well,
Okay.
both. We'll, they played each other, so
Yes.
we'll get to both. But, all right, again, I'm just being honest. I was a Raider fan for 30 years. It's a cult, okay? I was the victim of a cult. I was in it. All right? And what it is it's silver and black, silver and black. Just win, baby. You know, dress up like it's Halloween every game. You know, and I was all in. I was all in with my fellow Raider fans. And then I realized they don't know what they're doing.
The Raiders.
Mark doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Mark Davis, our son, he inherited this team.
Sure.
They don't have a quarterback.
No.
They don't have a functional head coach.
No.
Nope. I honestly believe that the Raiders need like some type of an intervention.
Exorcism?
Did the Rams, you guys were there, did the Rams win that game, or did the Raiders literally gift wrap it and hand it to them?
The Raiders were awful. The Rams were just bad.
Okay.
And so,
But a win
being
is
bad
a
better.
win
I
is a
totally
win
agree with
is
you.
a win.
I totally agree with you. But what's it going to take? Raider fans are never.
I'll put it to you this way,
I
John.
literally had to get pulled out of the cult.
Right, but you know this was all teed up for a rebuild, and I think
But Mace, they're not even doing that.
Oh, I mean,
No,
look
they're
at
not.
yesterday.
They're
Are you
stuck,
kidding me?
They're stuck in no man's land because of all the reasons you said. They got an owner that doesn't know what's up. They got a coach that doesn't
The
know
coach
what's up.
is incompetent, and neither is the
pe-
quarterback.
coach is
the
not
people that's picking
NFL
the players
caliber
don't know
coach.
what's up. I want to answer your question about gift wrapping and all that stuff. The only team that the Rams beat playing the way they did yesterday are the Las Vegas Raiders.
I feel the same way.
I think they could have beat Carolina.
Carolina beat the
but
Raiders.
Yeah, it's true.
Decisively.
Yeah.
And Andy Dalton, for all of his faults, and he threw a terrible interception yesterday.
Yeah.
But Andy Dalton would be better than anything the Raiders are putting out there at quarterback.
Right. But I think realistically, I mean, I'm not a Raider fan. By the way, I had fun with Raider fans yesterday.
Raider fans are fun. They're the funnest fans in the league. That's what I miss about it.
The two guys behind me just got drunker and drunker and drunker.
I've been right with them
if
for
you
years.
don't provoke Raider fans, they're perfectly fine to be around.
Okay, so
you just don't pick fights with them.
So tell me this. Yesterday, two Raider fans behind us.
They get in a fight?
No fight.
Okay.
But
it was chill yesterday.
Dumped half a beer on my shoulder.
Don't say. Just, you know what it is? It's that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm where Larry David puts on the MAGA hat anytime someone gets mad at him.
Yep.
Think of the Raiders as that. Just say, "Hey, man, no big deal. Hope you're having a good time at the game."
Was it intentional?
If you would have gotten up and said, "What are you doing, Raider fan? You just spilled a beer all over my shirt."
That's not me.
You would have been punched.
Oh no, this guy was so gone.
Was it intentional or was he just drunk?
I'm just saying,
totally just drunk. Yeah. And he, in fact. He immediately said, "Sorry about that. I'm a typical Raiders fan." I'm like, at least you acknowledge it. Yeah. But I think you're right. I think you're right in the end. Now, they've got a chance to play a whole bunch better, need to play a whole bunch better. But you're right. Yesterday, the way they played was just terrible.
They earned the right to try again on Thursday. So you because they won. Because
I'm with Mason, though. A win is a win. You take it and go.
100%. But here's what actually happened yesterday. They had 4 takeaways, the Rams. Took it away 4 times. They scored on defense. Their defense did not allow a touchdown, and they barely beat the worst team in the league.
Well, Stafford had a bad game, and their offense was off.
They're stuck in the mud right now. Doesn't mean Cup coming back on Thursday will help a lot.
Now, is that 100?
Sean McVay said after the game that he's I think the exact quote was, "I'm very optimistic that he's
going
to be
available." I saw him on the sidelines,
Mace, I put this in my email this morning. I got a hard question for you guys. Mm-hmm. You're Les Snead. Your phone rings.
Right.
It's John Lynch. He says, "Hey, man, I know we're rivals. I know we're in the same division, but Debo's hurt. Brandon Ayuk just tore his ACL, might be out for the year. I got one guy coming back from a horrendous shooting as part of a robbery. Mm-hmm. I don't have any receivers. You guys have 2 wins. By the way, so do the Niners.
Niners have 3.
But I'll give you...
Not that we're counting.
I'll give you a second-round pick right now for Cooper Kupp.
No.
See,
okay? No, stay with me. How about a first-round pick?
Yes.
That's the dividing line
because
for you.
It has to be something that is. I think the value for Cooper Kupp right now in the open market is probably a 4th or a 5th round pick.
Yes,
I think that's if Devontae
Adams was. I was going to say third.
If Devontae Adams is a 3rd round pick, Devontae Adams plays. Cooper Kupp has been injured.
Yeah,
3 years in a row.
I think Cooper Kupp sounds like a 3.
He's not. I'm just
a 3rd round pick.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I think. If you got a 3rd round pick and it's not the Niners, they should jump on
it.
So
do you not think though that this comes down to where they are at the trade deadline? I mean, what happens if they're 4?
If they beat Minnesota on Thursday, I think it completely changes the way you think about the season.
It does change the way you think about the season.
Big
but the question, Mace, to your point, when you get to the trade, they got 2 more games for the trade deadline.
If you're 2-6, all right, I think.
Let's say you win them both and you're 4-4.
Right.
Okay. Is the goal just to make the playoffs? Then you go full steam ahead.
Well, why would the goal not to be to get to the playoffs?
The goal could it's not the goal. The goal could be to win the Super Bowl or not, right?
Okay.
To make a run in the play. Is it just to barely kick the door open, or is it to, hey, we got a chance to win this whole thing?
I want the effing door open.
I'll take it a step further. Take a look at the NFC. If the Rams, I know this is a huge if the Rams were to win their next 2 games, okay, and go to 4-4.
Minnesota, Seattle.
Okay. That, number one, I would predict they have a great chance to make the playoffs if they do that. And number 2, that would mean you beat Minnesota and Seattle, 2 other playoff teams. Yep. You beat the Niners.
Yep.
Who's the best team in the NFC?
Detroit.
What happened when the Rams played Detroit?
Yeah, they were right there.
They were right there.
Yeah.
And it's the only...
I would not I don't think you can draw that line. I don't think you can say, is your goal just to make the playoffs? Because if they make it, there is no team in the NFC I don't think the Rams can beat if they figure out a way to win these next 2 games.
If they get healthy.
Here's the case.
I don't necessarily think they
Here's
will.
the case what you said. It kind of goes with what you just said too, Mace. The Detroit game is interesting because it's the only game that they were healthy. That's the one game
Right.
all season long that the Rams have played where they had the vast majority of their players available to them. And they started dropping.
And I also think
Puka
if the
went out, Avila went out.
if the defense isn't just gassed, they had a great chance to win that game in Detroit.
Yeah.
Remember
David
the overtime
Montgomery
came and they just
David Montgomery
ran out
just
of gas.
over and over
You
and
can't
over
trade
again.
Kupp to the Niners for anything other than an absolute robbery, right? And a first rounder would be a robbery.
So I'll agree with about 20% of what you say. Mason and I argue about this all the time. If I'm a general manager, I don't buy this don't trade with your rival. I only care about the return. Whatever the return is that am I winning the trade or losing the trade? I don't figure into it that Cooper Kupp could come back and knock me out of the playoffs, which he certainly could. But it's a calculated risk. Like you guys say, he's hurt a lot. If I could get a second or third, if I get a second or third round pick for Cooper Kupp, I'm not worried about who's giving it to me. I'm just taking it.
By the way, doesn't it matter? And I'm not an expert in this, but doesn't it matter how much money they get off their books too?
They get a lot of money off their books. It's something like $25 million.
So isn't it sort of addition by subtraction in terms of availability of cash for next year?
This kind of goes to what we were talking about a second ago. Like, what's the goal of this? If the goal is to just keep the patient alive for as long as possible,
let's do it.
Okay,
but I'm saying if you keep the patient alive, he could become Frankenstein, man. I'm telling you, the NFC's not that good.
They really don't look good at all.
They did not.
Like they
did not.
They
look
do
good.
not look like a good football team. And to just kick the can down the road to maybe sort of kind of
wait. You're telling me you would not be excited about 9-8 and winning the division?
No, yeah, great, but I don't think
that's kicking the door open.
I don't
right?
think they can get to 9-8. Is my
but
point.
if they were, you would take that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you told me I could have it today,
100%.
I'd sign up for it.
So
100%.
So I'm working from behind. I'm just trying to get
All right.
there.
So Trav,
You're
here's my
already
next
there.
question for you.
Yeah.
On Friday, I flipped both Mason and Bergman. Now I'm
Okay.
going to try and do it to you.
Okay.
Can we now officially bury your ridiculous contention that Dave Roberts is on the hot seat?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not anymore.
You can't.
He was if he lost
He's
to San
the
Diego.
winningest man. He's the winningest active manager in baseball. He has now made the World Series 4 times in the last 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
You can't ask a manager to do more than that.
No, I think
I think you're right.
I think it's been brilliant. I mean, there are a couple of little things I would argue with in this.
But even last night, we have a show text going throughout the games, and even Mace last night said, "I hate this Kopech move," and as it turns out, Kopech gave up a run early, and blah blah.
When he hit the backstop, I'm like,
I know.
Oh
My God, he was so wild.
But
to start.
Mason texted me way before that. He just before the game even started, he goes, "This moves
I
a
said it on the
mistake."
pregame show.
Did you say you didn't like the Kopech?
I said, okay, let's see. It made no
See,
sense
I want
to
him
me.
versus
None.
Frankie in the 8th, not
And
in the
90% of the time, Roberts figures a way to get out of whatever mess he got himself into.
Yeah.
And I would. Who would you? Let me ask you this right now, Travis. I give you the opportunity to switch out the Dodger manager. Who?
No, I don't
would you
think
rather
anybody-
have than Dave?
I don't
I'd
think
rather have Dave.
it would not be anybody today.
Right.
And he survived the first round. Had he lost to San Diego, I think he would have been gone. But clearly, he has managed his ass off.
I'm going to say the same thing I've been saying the whole time. Had they gone out early, I think it was time to change him. Not because of anything he did or didn't do. It's just you just needed a different voice in there. What he's very good at are the soft skills. What he's very good at is making sure everybody understands. I am going down with the ship, and this is why I never gave him any of the blame for a lot of stuff that happened, and I'm not giving him a ton of the credit for the stuff that's happening right now. That Dodger brain trust, the collective, that says you cannot convince me that pitching Michael Kopech in the first inning was Dave Roberts' idea. No chance, no how, no way.
I would not. I wouldn't argue with that.
That came from on high. Says this
so
is,
does the lineup, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. So this is why when it's gone as well as it has, and it's been terrific, when all of these pitchers are pitching lights out the way that they are, it's this guy pitches this inning, he comes out at this spot, he comes out here. That's just plug and play stuff. It's up to the players.
So,
by the way, has there ever been a more Andrew Friedman signing than Tommy Edman?
Oh my God!
it's genius.
I mean, it's
it is
brilliant. I
friggin'
mean, like
genius.
go back.
Brilliant.
I remember
Chris
people
Taylor out of baseball, Max Muncy out of baseball. It brings them both in.
I remember people scoffing at that.
Edman
what do you
hadn't
get
played all year long.
Yeah.
He's so good. Freeman
terrific.
is so good at finding things in the bargain basement area of the store.
Yeah.
You know, where you can get a guy. He's, it's the old thing: buy low, sell high.
Yep.
He's so good at buying low.
Kopech
was another one.
Kopech on a team that was like the worst team in the history of baseball. Andrew Friedman somehow sees a guy who can help.
We were at Rams training camp the day they made the trade for Kopech.
Yes.
And Jory Hirsch, who works for the Rams, is a Chicago guy. He's a White Sox fan.
Okay.
And I said to him, tell me about Kopech. Well, he goes, you can have him. Like,
he had like a 6 ERA at that
He had
point.
a 6 ERA. He walks everybody. Like,
Yep.
you can have him. He doesn't do anything for us. Where would the Dodgers be without Michael Kopech right now?
Yeah.
And
Jack
Tommy
Flaherty. Where would they be without
Flaherty.
Jack Flaherty?
You know what else that happened twice in that series? And usually you're like, I don't know, man. That's awfully risky. They punted on 2 games.
Correct.
They punted in game 1.
Why? Yeah.
They punted in game 5, and it didn't cost them a thing.
Let me ask you about the game 5 thing. He just decided Flaherty was going to wear it instead of going to the pen. That was like, let's set up
Give
for
me
game
another
6.
explanation. And then, oh, by the way, Honeywell, you're going to wear it. Now, he pitched pretty well.
Yeah, he did. Decent.
But they kept scoring runs, and you kept saying, hey, shouldn't they take this guy out of the game?
Because they were scoring at the same time.
But here's the thing about the Dodgers and as you say, punting games. I always have it in the back of my mind that even if they are going to leave a bad – Flaherty was bad that day. It just wasn't his day. Even if they are going to leave a bad pitcher out there, I think there's always a 10% chance the bats are going to go nuts, and they might win the game 11-10.
That's what they were gambling on.
Yeah.
And that's why, even though the 2 games that they lost decisively, they scored runs in both those games.
And it doesn't matter. It only counts as 1 loss.
They scored runs in both of those games, and that even the bullpen game yesterday, they scored over 8 runs 5 times in the series in 6 games.
Yeah.
That's just bonkers.
All right, see if you get, and then Travis, I know you got to go, but see, you get some guy walked up to me over the weekend and said this. All right, it's game 7, Dodgers Yankees, and I'm like, okay,
wow.
And he goes, it's a high scoring, ridiculous game.
I know where you're going,
and you're out of pitchers at the end of it, and you've got a pitcher out there that's getting lit up. Take your pick. Let's say it's Trinan, and he just doesn't have it, and let's say you went into the 9th.
I know the answer already.
Okay, you go into the 9th and you're up 4-1 to win the World Series, and the Yankees load the base. He walks 2 guys, gives up a hit. Their bases are loaded, and Shohei walks up to you and goes, "Put me in right now. I'll get us out of this." Do you let him?
100%. Never crosses my mind.
I would not.
I don't think I would either.
100%.
I would not. Why do you think his first inning in a year would be a good one?
Because of what he said.
Right,
you're out of pitching and Trinan doesn't have it. No matter what he has, Trinan's telling you, I don't got it. I just walked the bases loaded in this scenario.
Right.
I don't have
and
it.
you've used everybody?
You're pitching. You're
nobody,
out of pitchers.
Nobody.
We're out.
You're out.
Kike's been pretty good. Kike is our relief.
That would be the other option.
And so
you either leave Trinan in and let him wear it.
You're telling me that let's say in this scenario, he's throwing 20 pitches tops is going to torpedo his future? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think so. And the other thing is, 3 outs from the World Series. Let's go for it.
Don't you think maybe not gives you pause? Here's what I would say. Here's what I would
3
say.
outs
Well, you're
from the
dealing
World
him a
Series?
really bad hand. By
I
the way.
have no idea if Shohei's going to be good when I put him in there.
No,
I
you
have
don't.
no idea. I've not seen him.
Has he faced live hitting at all?
No, it's not faced live
It's
hitting.
simulated stuff, I think. But in this scenario, Trinan doesn't have it.
Right.
So it's not like, hey, it's. I have no options.
I answered Mace the way you did. I said I don't think they'll do it.
No,
I don't think.
I
Even
don't
if
think
he begged
no.
to go in,
I don't think
they'll.
I don't think they'll do it.
I
If
agree.
you gave me the decision,
You would do it.
I
sure.
would 100% put him.
Yeah,
in
it's
there.
hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard decision.
I
I'd
would
go to
100%
Kike.
do it.
Kike's shown good stuff.
Warm up, Hernandez. Get in there.
Down 10-1. Kike's been great.
No, you guys are missing the obvious. Tommy Edman. He's done
Tommy
everything.
Edman.
Center
He can do
field,
everything.
shortstop,
Do no wrong.
bat,
You know what I
fifth.
love? He's just a ball player.
He is.
He is just a ball. I looked at him last night. It's like he's just a ball. I mean, he's 5'10", $190, and just plays his ass off.
And this is why, when we talk about Dave, and
he can
this guy got to go,
bunt.
that
He
guy
can
got to
play
go.
defense.
Where's the heat on Friedman? Friedman's got to be the no. Look at what he just did again. He gets the best players every year, and it's one thing to buy Shohei and Yamamoto and Glasnow. Edman,
Kopech,
Flaherty.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.